Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope that you're doing well. It's a Monday night, and I thought we'd do a little mining tonight. And I'm just trying to figure out one thing here. Let's see here. Okay, submit post. I am trying to create a new post on the Robert's the new Robert. Oh, hold on just a second. That's hilarious. Nice. All right, cool. I'm going to pause that. I don't need that on there. And I hope that everybody's doing well. Let me go ahead and bounce on over here, and we're going to do a little Quantanium mining. So, I decided to try and set up my, the new community hub. So I thought I'd get that set up. Hope everybody's doing great. Let's go ahead and get started here tonight. So, the first thing we're going to have you do is, like I've been kind of talking to you guys about lately, is going ahead and doing the pre-flight here. I'm going to do that on Misk Prospector 2. You can see I have the Atlas drive on that guy. Hey, Jazzy, good evening. How are you? Nice to see you, sir. I don't have any weapons on this guy. I got the Atlas drive. I do have the Lancet, but here's what I'm going to recommend that we do, right? I'm going to unequip the Lancet. I'm going to save it. This is the new pre-flight that we've been kind of recommending that you guys do. Let me pull the ship with the mining laser head no longer on it. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll pull Prospector 2. Hey, Halliday, how are you? Nice to see you this evening. Adult Diapers, how are you, sir? How you been? I haven't seen you in a while, Diapers. What's happening? So anyways, I pulled the ship without the mining laser head on. That's something it's a special thing to do there. And then what we want to do is go ahead and store it, right? Because this is kind of helping us make sure that we'll get some more scannable rocks in the Iron Halo. And so now we'll go back into the Vehicle Loadout Manager, and we will go to Prospector 2, and we will go ahead and put the Lancet back on there, and I will also take the time to put the FLTR-XL and a couple of Brants on there as well. Brant, and we'll save that. And with that being saved, we're in really good shape, right? So now I always just do a quick, just a quick double check to make sure that the settings stuck. So everything looks good there. Cool, we're ready to pull. Adult Diaper says, hey, work has been keeping me busy, plus no internet for a week did not help. Sorry to hear that, man. No, I understand. Work has been crazy for me, too, lately as well. I definitely get it, so. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull the Prospector here, and let's get started for the evening.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
It looks like it's Hangar 2. Let's go ahead and, we're going to head over to the Iron Halo and do a little Iron Halo mining tonight. And then in chat, anything that we wanted to chat about CitizenCon and have a little fun tonight. So yeah, Diapers, I definitely I understand what you mean. It's been busy around my place as well. Work's been real busy, and it's absolutely been getting the short hop there. That was not a bad hop at all, though. Sometimes it gets pretty squirrely. So. All right, climbing aboard. We're just going to do some good old-fashioned Quantanium mining tonight. Nothing too crazy. And we're going to enjoy it. So, just want to check on something on my side. Yeah, just setting. Okay, good. Looking good there. Oh, actually, let me get out of this seat again. I just remembered I had a couple of extra Brants in this. Let me back out of the seat here for a second. I want to throw these in the station here. I think I have them in the vehicle. Yep, I do. Had a couple extra Brants along with me, and I thought I'd just offload those before I head on out while I'm thinking about them, or I will forget. So, all right, we'll load back up here and get started. All right, so we're gonna fire those guys up. We're gonna go ahead and get that guy started there. Open up these things. We are gonna head towards the first place. We're gonna head towards is Crusader from Arc L1, and we're gonna jump out at 33.6. So that's a good place that I've had very good success there lately. I will kind of go ahead and pick up the velocity there. We'll go ahead and lift up off the pad. I'll pull the gear, and we will head on out. All right, we'll pivot towards Crusader. Begin spooling, and off we go. So at 33.6, we'll fall out of Quantum, and we will be in the Halo, and that's where we'll start our mining journey tonight. Yeah, beautiful Monday night. Not a cloud in the sky. It's a little chilly out here in northern Michigan. Hope that you all are staying warm out there. It's definitely starting to feel like October in northern Michigan. I'll tell you that much for sure. So off we go, and we are going to get this party started here tonight in the Aaron Halo. So I'm looking forward to this. Looks like there's a lot of good reaction videos. I mean, lots of the content creators have some good material out there on all things CitizenCon. I've really enjoyed watching a few of those videos today. Nubifier did a good job at doing what he normally does, distilling things down. Just a lot of good content out there. In and around CitizenCon. Hey, Andres, nice to see you. He says nice. Delta says, at least it is below 100 finally in Arizona. Yeah, fair enough. Arizona's going to be touch warmer than this here. Nice, fresh weather. Yeah, absolutely. So, 33.6 is where we're going to fall out here. So, I'm going to start kind of paying it good attention here. We're crossing 34. And we're going to cross into 33. And 7, 6, bang. All right, yeah, this is a good spot here. Now, what I like to do here is just kind of pivot around, and let's go ahead and get the station targeted, if we can. Yep, the forest wide station, and then we'll just go ahead and pivot around so we have the sun at our back, and we'll get this party started here. Now, what we always want to do is, to begin with, is pull out the mining laser, kind of roll up to 179, and let's get our first scan, and, there's some opportunity markers, so we'll start looking at them. That first one looks like it's going to be an E-type. 12.2, we'll be able to reach that one as well. That's a P-type. That is an E-type. A couple more opportunity markers here. That's an E-type. And this one here at 10.2 away and closing is an M-type. All right, so rinse and repeat. This is going to be us for just a few minutes as we begin looking around. So that's kind of how we do things here now. Once you do our 179 scan or our cone scan, we do from here on out want to prioritize things that are a little distance away. Hey, Cap Proton, how you been, Cap? What's happening? Cap says, good evening all. Hope you have a great night. I did find the cluster with 230s making it a unicorn. Hey, that's a nice uni right there, sir. I like to hear that. How you been, Cap? Nice to see you, by the way. We'll kind of roll back on that guy and see if it's just a single rock. All right, we won't get to Wadawick. How you doing, Wad? Nice to see you, sir. Hey, Jack Axon has just finished, and now you're on. What an evening. Yeah, Jack's always, he's a great stream to watch, Wadawick. I love Jack's stuff. You've probably heard me say it before. Jack's the reason that I actually stream. I just like the way he handled his business, and I'm definitely a lot more of a Quantanium miner than a trader. But I'll tell you what, between Star streams and Jack's streams, you can't go wrong. That's an M type there. All right. You absolutely can't go wrong watching one of Jack's streams. He's great. And I watch him. I try and sneak on there as often as I can myself. All right. So 179. Got to rinse and repeat. And here we go. All right. And like I said, I like to prioritize after we kind of get through the initial scans, the ones that are a little further out. Cam Pro says, I'm doing good. Great tip with the pre-loadout for the ship non-scannable. Thank you, sir. Of course, I give credit where credit is due. It was, a couple of, there's a P-type. Macedon with the removal of the mining laser head. Great. Now this is going to be, guys. This is what we're looking for here. Notice this big. No, I really want you to look here. This is a good teaching moment. Look at this particular cluster, and look how tight how the diamond icons are flashing and how tight it is. This is likely going to be a Quantanium cluster, and I began noticing this. We're looking for Q types, Andre. Q types are the Quantanium cluster types, but there's also, I'm beginning to notice a meta with the way that the Quantanium clusters look. Now, it's not 100%, but now we're going to fly in here and we're going to do the second part of the trip. Hey, thanks for the 6 likes tonight, too, you guys. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. So yeah, I'm going to fly on in here, right? And we're going to go ahead and I'll keep scanning. And I'm going to 90 scan these. But, as these come into range here, I'm going to go ahead and begin slowing down. Not every time, but I have a feeling this is a Quantanium cluster. Notice it's unscannable right now, though. So this is the fix for that, and I'm going to show you guys that. It's the EVA out of your ship. And if you EVA out of your ship, it doesn't happen every time. Tight like a tiger. Fair enough. I'm a quant guy, too, but like you say, he's good to watch. Yeah, definitely, for sure. He's great. It looks unscannable. It is unscannable, Rick, but there is a trick sometimes that you can actually EVA out of your ship, and then you can actually, hey, Marco, nice to see you. By the way, Rick, welcome to the channel. Marco, welcome to the channel. How you guys doing tonight? So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and back off, and you can see here, I'm waiting now for you have left a channel. Yeah, you absolutely, this works many times where these clusters will become scannable. It's not every time, but yesterday, if you'd watched my stream, I think it was 5 for 5. All 5 times I did this, they did turn into scannable rocks. So, it's one of those things I've been kind of showing people lately and teaching. So, anyways, 7 from 10. Fair enough, Marco. So we'll go ahead and climb in now. Like I said, this doesn't work every time, but there's many times that it does work, and it goes from an unscannable cluster to a scannable cluster. Let's take a look here. So you can see, boom, these were unscannable Quantanium cluster. Now it's scannable Q type. And that's the reason that it is scannable now is because I did the spacewalk. You want to get about 90 meters from your ship, wait for that message to go, and then you can, then it will turn into a scannable cluster. And this is I've been trying to shout this from the rooftops, you guys. This is something it's an important thing for people to learn who are Quantanium mining, because it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time and effort. Now, you can actually begin recognizing even the Quantanium type, that it's a cluster by how tight the cluster is when you first scan it too. They have a look to them, I'm telling you. So far, this is a working man's cluster. That's a 12%. That's a 10%er there. We haven't found any. Just because we've got a cluster, that doesn't mean there's going to be anything to mine. This is probably not going to be a bad rock. It may be a 10%er. Yep, an 8%er there or something. Close enough to see. If you can't get that close, I found, Wadawick. If you fly in and get close enough to them where you can actually see the orange striping on them, I've never had one spawn then. A couple, and I will say that's a small sample size, but the 2 times I flew in very close to them, when I EVA'd, it did not work. So I've been kind of staying. Now, none of the, look, you guys, the honest truth is, look, none of these are worth, that's a 10%er, that's a 6%er, that's a 3%er, that's a 12%er, that's a 10%er, that's a 6%er, and that's a 2%er. So none of these ended up being worth mining, but look at it went from an unscannable to a scannable cluster. And that's like I said, that's an important tip or trick that I've been trying to show as many people as possible. And then Rick Sanchez is asking, hey, have you used box missions to leave boxes for markers for large deposits? I've tried that many times, Rick. It's never worked for me. I've tried leaving like gray cat Pete, like buggies and all sorts of things at those. It's never worked for me. I am hoping, though, with persistent entity streaming coming up, that it's going to work. Yeah, the tight cluster thing is a good to know. It is. You definitely know it's going to be a Quantanium cluster when you get a whole bunch of flashes and they're very kind of tightly packed together. So that I've started to notice that in the meta as well, you guys. So anyways, yeah, we'll go ahead and just continue about our business. That was a Quantanium cluster, but unfortunately, it didn't have anything worth mining in it. And that does happen from time to time. That's not the first cluster I've driven away from, and it won't be the last. But it's no big deal. We just kind of rinse and repeat, you know, just kind of get back on it and keep on moving and keep on trying to locate what it is we're looking for. All right, so lots more opportunity markers there. That's an E-type. All right, let's kind of, I'll approach this guy first. Let me just kind of hit this guy first. Hey, Paul, nice to see you. There's a nice Q-type cluster right there. Let's head on into it and see what we get. We're going to go, at least there's a couple rocks there. We'll 90 scan that and move on in. Paul, it's nice to see you. How have you been, sir? I found leaving a box can work if you break all the rocks down first. That's interesting, Wadwick. I've never had that luck myself, but I'll try that sometime where I break down the rocks and then leave a box. That to me, you know, I could understand why it may change kind of the game. When I've left boxes and tried to go back in the past, you guys, it's just it's not a cluster there anymore for whatever reason. That's been my experience. But I'm really hoping that does change with persistent entity streaming. I really am hoping that does change. So here's a couple of Q types right here. And let's just get in here and see what we have. Probably going to be like a 7 or 8%er. We've been seeing a lot of those out here. Oh my goodness, that's a 40-40. I am absolutely wrong about that. That's great. So that's a great rock. Let's go ahead and plan on doing that one. This is a 4631 at 41.9%. Great rock. Let's go ahead and get this broke down and get it in the hopper. Paul says, doing good, just saving my money for a computer so I can get into this game. That's awesome, Paul. I am definitely, you know, I'm starting to think about building myself a second machine and kind of using this one as kind of like my workstation, you know, type thing. So, yeah, I definitely understand. I've been looking at parts myself. I mine with friends, and we keep one guy on station on large clusters. Rick, we do that a lot, too. When we mine as a group many times, you know, lots and lots and lots. And whenever we mine in groups, we always prioritize scouting first. A lot of times our Overwatch will also flex as, you know, and scout as well as potentially sit on rock clusters, you know, and that type of thing. So I understand what you're saying. We always, whenever we have organizational mining, we absolutely prioritize scanning and we, you know, and locating things, and we absolutely prioritize having some people sit on some clusters as well. So that makes perfect sense to me why you do that. So this is a nice rock, you guys, and right off the bat, I was able to demonstrate the EVA trick to turn an unscannable cluster into a scannable Quantanium cluster, and we've had very good success so far out here, you know, right off the bat. So if this breaks cleanly, there is an opportunity to get a unicorn, but we'll just have to see how it goes, right? So I'm going to loosen up the laser head there, and we'll just kind of keep the UI in the dark part, so we got good contrast. And yeah, so thank you so much for the 12 likes already, you guys. I really appreciate that. You know, obviously likes make the algorithms happy, and I have, you know, just can't thank you guys enough when you do like and sub and come and hang out. So beautiful rock here. 4631. You know, we're always looking for a 40-40, right? 40-40 is a 32 SCU rock. So if you have a little bit of wiggle room, like it's a 4631 at 42%, you do have a little bit of wiggle room to see if potentially you could get lucky and get yourself a unicorn, which is, you know, we do some unicorns now and then. We get kind of lucky with those, but you know, it's just one of those things you want to kind of keep your eye out for if you can. Andreas, how are you, Andreas? Nice to see you. Ramoy, how are you, sir? Hope that you're doing well. All right, she fell out there, but she's getting back in there. Yeah, I hope that you guys are doing well. Nice to see you. All right, so that's nothing there. That's a good sign. Look at this. That's going to be, you know, 38% there. That's nothing there. A couple of these are going to be hundos then, more than likely. So this is a hundo. And this is nothing. So in this one here, we have, let's see, 16, 17 SCU. And in that one there, oh, I must have missed one somewhere because there's got to be at least one more in here. Yep. There's my other hundo. There's my other 15 SCU, I bet. Yep, so there's 15 SCU there. And there is 17 SCU there. So it looks like I'll just be able to have to break up those two. Stan, nice to see you, Stan. Captain Proton says, Space Shorts, recently I've been having an issue with my Prospector that the bags on the left side don't show when it's full. Yes, I've seen that before, Captain. Hey, Stanton, nice to see you. Grifter, how are you, man? Andreas, Wad, you guys, it's nice to see all you guys tonight. Yeah, you know, I do get that one for sure. You know, Grift, nice to see you. Stanton, nice to see you. Ramoyne, yeah, doing fine. Good. Good. Stan says, good evening, Shorts, and everyone. Hey, man. Wadwick, LOL, I was just thinking the same thing about you. Hey. Andrea says, I'm good, just not playing SC a lot recently. I understand time between wipes is so short. I don't feel motivated to put the work in. Andreas, you're not the only one who's there right now. You know, I've noticed that a lot of people are kind of feeling that way. So don't feel bad about that. That's you know, I get it for sure. And I have, you know, I'm really looking forward to 318, you know, doing a little bit of the old, hold on just a second. Let me kind of get this guy in line here. Doing a little bit of the old, salvage, tier 0 salvage with the Vulture. I'm looking forward to that. And of course, you know, getting around the corner on persistent entity streaming. We were talking about leaving markers and that type of thing. I'm really hoping that persistent entity streaming does help with that. I see you short about unscannable rocks. Nice, yeah. You know, you know, like, there's a short, I did a little bit longer video, Rick. I've really tried to shout it from the rooftops because if you Quantanium mine and you don't know that trick, you're leaving some Quantanium on the table. And you don't want to do that if you can avoid it. You know, the scanning mechanics have been a little bit, you know, kind of rough with 317.2 as it is. So definitely it's made a huge difference. The removing of the laser head and then learning that you could actually get an unscannable cluster to become scannable. Stanton says, I'm with Andreas. I'm lucky to get a half hour here and there for a quick bunker. Haven't broke out the Prospector in a few weeks. I don't blame you guys. Linking to my friends. Thank you, Rick. That is awesome. I truly appreciate it. You know, obviously, I do lots of tips and tricks on Quantanium mining. You know, and it's all the time. So come back anytime. And, you know, obviously we'll always be kind of talking about kind of the latest and greatest what's going on in that game loop. So, all right, we'll ride out the last bit of this and see if we can get it done. I think, unless my math is bad, I think I'm good here. So let's see if my math is, you know, I think it's okay. I think we might have a full 32 SCU here. We'll give it a look. Yeah, 17 likes, you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ramoyne says, leaving a marker would certainly help. I am really hoping that persistent entity streaming allows us to leave a marker. And Andrea says, good thing you can check visually if it's unscannable Quantanium so you don't have to hop in and out of an No, I've noticed, though, Andreas, and if you stick around... If you go back in this stream and you watch what happened, I'm noticing the Quantanium clusters have a certain look to them. When you actually kind of, they become diamond icons when you hit them. First, it's an opportunity marker, right? But then it becomes diamond icons. And when they do become diamond icons, it's a really tight cluster. You know what I mean? So, like, there's a meta to it. Like, I'm beginning to notice, how I can tell that when it's a Quantanium cluster. Twin Alice! How are you, Alice? Griff says delivery box for now. Fair enough, Griff, for sure. Rick, 41% of what weight? Well, it was a 46-31 mass at 41%, or almost a 40-40 there. So we'll go ahead and keep pulling the stuff in here. Twin Alice, how are you? It's nice to see you. Stan SC says, I'm hoping they fix the map so we can leave markers instead of... Yes. Well, Stan, I mean, you and I are in the same boat there. Did I get all of them? So my math wasn't good, was it? It wasn't. All right, I knew that there's this other 30%er here. Let's just break that up real quick. And then we'll squeeze a little bit out of this 30%. It's almost a 40%er. Oh, hey, you better settle it down, V. There we go. All right. Trying not to pop another branch if I don't have to. It's going to be a bit of a rodeo. Hold on, guys. And I could pop a Brant and it would be just fine. It's a 1.78 instability, so it's not terrible. Yep, I should be able to get in here and get a full... As long as one of them is 100%er in here, we should be in really good shape. We'll see how it goes. Good break. If it breaks clean, that's exactly right, Wadawick. I'm just looking for one hundo. A hundo and a dream, baby. That's not a clean one right there. Come on. Give me one. Give me a hundo. That's not... That's 6%. Ew. All right. That's 2%. What on earth? Come on. That's 91%. I don't think I'm going to do better than that. Well, all right. Maybe we'll get a... We'll see. Oh, I got a mulligan uni, you guys. We'll take it. Mulligan uni is when you get like less than 0.10 of 0.10. So I'll take it. Mulligan uni is just fine. We'll go with that. We'll head back to RKL1 and drop this off in the hopper. So that quick. Hey, Jojo, nice to see you. How have you been? It's totally nice to see you. Hope that you're doing well. 91, not bad. No. Not bad at all. That's a very nice Quantanium run for sure. Almost a unicorn, not quite. Jojo, I hope you're doing well. It's nice to see you. So yeah, you know, trying to sneak on a little bit more, you guys, and stream a little more. And I got yesterday in, I got today in, and I'm gonna try and sneak on a little bit more as we go. Close enough for the girls we date. Exactly, Stan. Here you go, man. That is exactly right. You know. So yeah, we're gonna head on into RKL1. We're gonna throw this guy in the hopper, and we'll go. We'll head back out and do some more mining. Stanton SC says, yeah, good enough for the girls. Jojo says, been busy, my friend. Missed you. I miss you too, Jojo, for sure. And I've been busy myself in life, but starting to kind of set up for the winter campaign, right? I can't wait till we can custom set up the ship UI colors. I love that idea, Rick. I agree with that 100%. A lot of customization stuff I'd really like to see happen. You know, I do like the yellow icons that are a part of the Gray Cat Arrow set, but outside of that, I agree 100%. Some of the ship customization, special colors, all that stuff will be awesome. So I want to do this. Yeah, or if there was an auto contrast setting, exactly, Rick. I may have asked this before. Is there a reason you don't use the Rieger? No, not necessarily, Wadawick. I mean, I like the FLTR-XL and I like the Brants, but there are many times when I used like the Rieger or VAU XC3s and then a Rieger with those. You know, so I think it's two. I'll use two VAU XC3s and then is it the Rieger C3? Seems like that's what it is for sure. If light text just had a black border, it'd be fine. Yeah, you're right, Stanton. It would definitely be helpful in that particular case. But I just kind of, I definitely have my own kind of little, like the FLTR-XL and a couple Brants are normally what I ride with, Wadawick. It's just kind of like what I'm comfortable with. But I don't mind using other things, and there are many times I'll use other things, just kind of showing people how they work and that type of thing, but not always. I'll see if I don't know if I have any of the VAU C3s in a Rieger C3. But if I do, I'll put them on this next run. I don't think I do have them, though. I think ever since this last wipe, I never did get run and buy them again. All right, so we have not heard first alarm yet. So that's a good thing. I'll go ahead and drop the gear, lower the VTOLs, and we'll come in at a fairly reasonable clip. Nothing too crazy. Between 200 and 300 is what I normally do. Yes, exactly. To each their own. I agree with that 100%. That's the thing I really like about mining. Is there are some people who come in and say, I love the solo with the mole. Some people come in and say, I'm a prospector person. Some people come in and say, I really love Surge and Stampede. Some people come in and say, I really, really like the Riegers. Some people come in and say, I really like the VAU C3s or whatever. I like the fact that there's, everybody can kind of get comfortable with whatever they want to get comfortable with. I always think that's a cool thing. And, I definitely, I definitely think it's cool that it has that many layers and people can kind of do what they want there, for sure. So, all right, we'll go ahead and call for a landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
And we'll just head right on over. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We still have not heard first alarm yet, so we know we're in good shape. And you can see the hangar doors are opening up nice and big there, and we should have plenty of room to get we'll pivot and get on in there. All right. There's first alarm. That's the first we've heard it. I'm just going to kind of duck down there, and that's not uncommon. I'll go ahead and auto land, and we'll... Have I done any Halloween mask hunting? Not yet, Captain. I've been thinking about that a little bit, but I just haven't had the chance to do it. You ever find hand minables on Quantanium asteroids? Yes, I have found that before. Ramoyne, definitely I found that. They're in this weird little nest on the rock. I actually took pictures of them one night. CNC Lord, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. When you ask what FPV do I have on, when you say FPV, what do you mean exactly, sir? Been having issues with Thrustmaster joysticks. They seem to go crazy. Oh, that's interesting, Jojo. Oh, what FOV? Now, I have CNC, in my videos, if you check out my channel, I have a really cool video that talks about how you can adjust the FOV in your prospector. So if you happen to feel like you're mashed against the canopy, there's actually an attributes.xml file that you can kind of play with, and you can get a different FOV in your prospector. And, because sometimes, like, if I'm monkeying around and bouncing between 1440p or 1080 or 4K or whatever, like, for some reason my field of vision gets messed up in my prospector. So I learned this way to actually adjust your FOV. And if you check out, there's a really cool video I did on how to do that. So, and then, yes, Star Citizen's not free to play, but there are times when there are what are called free fly events, and during those free fly events, it's definitely free to play. So, by the way, Zari Wilk, is it? I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome to the channel. CNC, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. Yes, I always feel smashed up against... Yes, check that out, CNC, then. You'll love that video. Now, you'll have to bounce in and out of the game once or twice to figure out the setting that works for you. But you will absolutely love that video if you feel mashed against the canopy, CNC Lord. I highly recommend that video because it really does walk you through how to change the field of vision in the prospector so you're not so mashed against the canopy. And and it happens by bouncing around, and if you are choosing different, resolutions or whatever. So we'll go ahead and set up this work order here. that is a wonderful 31.9. And we will go ahead and get quote on that, confirm that, and we'll get that guy. Now, I have some excellent stuff over in CRUL1 as well. You have to buy the game and ship, but no monthly. Yep, that's exactly right. The next free fly should be starting on the 19th of November for IAE. That's exact. Thank you, Wadwick, for helping with that. Grifter says you buy the game and ship at the same time. It's called the starter package. That's right. And I do have a code I should mention. Oh, and you use anybody's code that you want. But I have a code in my description that if you use my code, you'll get an extra 5,000 starting cash. So yeah, I mean you can use that code and it will actually help you out. You'll get a few more space bucks to start out with. And please sign up. It's a great game. I mean, it's important to understand it's an alpha and it's still in development. But as far as it's a super fun game, I love everybody knows I love Star Citizen. It shouldn't be lost on anybody. There are free fly events where you can set up a free account and play. Yeah, that's exactly right. Thanks, you guys. That's very kind of you to help out the person who's interested in getting addicted to this like I am. All right, so we got some food and drink there. Something I always recommend. We're going to head back out to the air in Halo, and let's do another run. Really, really good run there. That first run, we found a really nice rock. And found it in fairly short order. And we were also able to use the EVA trick in order to make sure that we turned an unscannable Quantanium cluster into a scannable Quantanium cluster. Macedon, good evening, sir. How are you? Thank you all for the 20 likes so far, by the way, guys. I really do appreciate it. That's great. And we are starting to kind of dig in. So, what mining ship are we going to be voting for? I'm leaning towards the Argo. CNC, I myself voted for the MISC. I'm a MISC fanboy. But it looks like we're both going to lose. I think it looked like the last time I checked, RSI was coming in pretty strong. So, anyways, let's talk about this pre-flight mechanic again. Remember, we want to go to the Vehicle Loadout Manager. We want to just kind of start with the prospector that we're going to be using. And I am going to, once again, unequip this. We're unequipping the laser head and we're saving it, and then we'll go ahead and pull the prospector. Then we're going to store the prospector and put the mining laser head back on there with the consumables you want. This is an important step in making sure that you're getting as many scannable rocks as possible. So once I just pull it, I make sure it's pulled, then I go ahead and I'm going to store it. I've been watching her Star Citizen since 2019, taking it all in and learning as much as I can. Yeah! Well, that's the way to do it, Paul. I think it's always good to, I'm the same way when I start looking at games. I'll start watching lots of videos on them and that type of thing. So, all right, we got that guy stored. Now we'll come back in here again. I'll pull up the Vehicle Loadout Manager. We'll go to Prospector 2. We'll go to Utility. And I will go ahead and put the Lancet laser head back on there. And I don't think... I just have an FLTR-XL right now in the brand, so I don't have the Rieger C3s or the VAUX C3s. If I did, I would definitely put them on there. So I'll save that one time, okay? And then I know it's crazy, but pull up the Vehicle Loadout Manager one more time just to make sure that the settings have stuck. You hate to get up there and find out that you don't have something on the ship. And then let's go ahead and pull it, and let's go ahead and get started. Don't go crazy with your starter pledge. Get the cheapest one that makes sense to you. Every ship that is currently flyable is available to buy in-game. You don't have... Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You don't have to spend $1 million space bucks in order, or $1 million real bucks in order to get started in Star Citizen. If you do have a few extra dollars, there's nothing wrong with going with the Avenger Titan. That's an excellent starting ship, but I tell you what, any starter ship will be just fine. You can absolutely find your way. And the cool thing is you're not stuck, right? Let's say you spend $35, $45 on the entry-level starter pack. If you decide you really like the game, you can just melt that, get that credit back, and spend the extra $10 or $15 for an upgraded ship. So you're not stuck. It's always a good way to look at it, too. So... All right, we're getting a little hot, but nothing too crazy. CNC Lore says either way, whoever wins, I hope they just yes, I hope so too. I mean, obviously it's going to be interesting. And it does look like, for instance, with the Odyssey CNC and with the Orion, they have kind of this mining lasers and tractor beams kind of working together. And I hope in that ship that they introduce that as well. I started with the Avenger Titan, great ship. Jojo, excellent choice. I thought you were going to buy a Rieger module space shores. I wasn't going to just go down and buy. I would need a couple of VAUX C3s to pair with my Rieger. So that's how I like to do it, Ramoyne. And I didn't have any of those VAUX C3s, so I'm just going to head back out and do some mining. But I'll go buy those, and next time I stream, I'll do it with with 2 VAUX C3s and a Rieger C3. I started with the Aurora, but wound up melting it for a Titan. Yep, I started with the Aurora MR. There you go. I mean, you can see that you can start out with Auroras. You can start out with Mustangs. You can start out just fine and get started in this game. And you don't have to spend $1 million to get started, for sure. I think it's always a good idea to just kind of get in there, make sure you do like it, and understand it is an alpha. It's not a polished game by any stretch of the imagination. So let's just do a pre-flight. I always like to go ahead. Yeah, Brant FLTR-XL. We're looking good there. We're going to head, that was so good to us this last time. We're going to head right back over to to Crusader. We're going to go ahead and lift off the pad, pull the gear up. We're going to fly on out. We're going to pivot towards Crusader. We're going to spool this drive. And we're going to drop back out at 33.6. Grifter says Aurora, then Titan, then Cuddy Black. Not bad choices. I'll tell you the one that's, it might be Aurora, then Titan, then Spirit at some point, right, Grift? That might be a tough, the Spirit seems like it's going to be a pretty good Cuddy competitor. Mustang is much better now that the cargo bay works. I agree with that, Stanton. It's the reason I even mentioned the Mustang, is because that cargo bay works now, and I think it's a better gig. About over 8 months, maybe a bit more. Yeah, you can absolutely, hey, Drac, nice to see you. There is some progression in ships, and you can certainly have some of that and enjoy some of it for sure. More and more, I'm thinking the Odyssey will equate to being a no-show. Like they only toss the idea out there to gauge a response. Well, they've taken an awful lot of money in on it, Drac, so I hope that it's a better show. I think that that might be pretty yucky. But Ramoyne says, I also have a CO Nomad pledge. It's gifted to me. I want a Drake Mule pledge. That's awesome. I really like the Nomad. I think a Nomad's an excellent early ship to be a rock carrier. And ROC mining is one of the funnest gameplay loops. It doesn't, I make a little better money Quantanium mining, but I could ROC mine all day long and it would be fine with me. Grifter says, I will melt my Cuddy for a C1 starter in a heartbeat. Yeah, that Spirit, C1 Spirit, I've definitely given it a look. I think the loaner for the C1 is the Cuddy Black. I think that's true. So you can't really go wrong. All right, so we're going to drop out at 33.6 here, you guys. You really can't go wrong because of that, right? I mean, it's always cool. All right, so we got ourselves grabbed a little spot in the halo here, just like we like to. Not the busiest part of the halo, but that's okay. We'll make do with it for sure. And we are going to go ahead and roll over and get started here. To make anything worth having, almost take a complete rework from the ground up. I don't disagree with some of that. Let me go ahead and spool that down. We'll pull this guy out. 179 scan, and we'll start getting our opportunity markers and starting to see if there's an opportunity out there. All right, that's an M type. What about this guy down here? That is not giving me any kind of... I will just go ahead. It's a single rock. All right. Let's go ahead and rinse and repeat. And this will be us for a minute. Like I said, we normally, once we settle in here, I will check as soon as I'm off work. What is the term loaner? Oh, it's if you buy a ship, for instance, like let's say you buy the Orion, right? It's not in game right now, Ramoyne. Then they give you a prospector and they give you a mole to use in its place while you're waiting. So the loaner ship is the ship that you get. If it's a concept ship, they normally will, and you buy it, they'll normally give you another ship to use in game. Ramoyne, the C1 isn't in game yet, so they give you a Cuddy until then. That's exactly right, Stanton. Only complaint I can think of so far for the Corsair, it's just it is ugly, but it's, you know, I kind of like the Corsair. I will tell you the Corsair though is interesting size. Like that's a P-type right there. It's a little bit smaller than I kind of expected. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's fine. You know what I mean? But it did surprise me when when Zell and I were looking at its length, I was like, wow, this is interesting. I thought it was going to be a bigger ship than that. Sandy Claus, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Daniel Mello, nice to see you. Daniel, how are you tonight? Similar ships, yes, very. Yeah, I've had a very good quant run already, sir. Did a unicorn, a mulligan uni though. It was a 31.91, so it was a mulligan uni. All those freaking guns, yeah, and especially now that those guns can point forward, info runners really did themselves a solid by, they were constantly just going after those guns as unusable, like it was like the old pirate style where they can only like broadside or something, and it was so funny because info runners was pretty brutal on that, and I always kind of thought those videos. Oh, there's the Q type right there. Let's roll to a 90 scan. And they really kind of, like I said, they really did themselves a favor by kind of going after those. The Corsair is ugly, is beautiful. Yes, I don't disagree. Coming from Eve, asymmetric ships are normal for me. I don't disagree with that either. I think the styling of the new Crusader ship has a whiff off the RSI design about them. Oh, that's interesting. I thought that they looked very Crusader myself. And I like the Spirit. I mean, I think it's a cool looking ship, and I could see myself. Hey, do you guys know, because I didn't go look yet, can you put an XL1 drive in the Spirit? Or is it a size 1 or is it a size 2 drive? This is just a single rock here, by the way, guys. There's nothing too crazy. Let's see what it is. We'll go ahead and kind of get in here and take a good look at it. Oh, it's going to be junk. This is going to be a blue cap, a 2%er. 3%er, not much better. But yeah, does I didn't go look at its the stats. Is it a size 2 drive in the Spirit? I haven't gone and looked yet. Nose does have a Connie look to it. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, that's a single rock. We'll kind of keep heading towards this guy. We got to get within 12.2 to get a scan result back, though. The Drake Corsair is it's all duct tape, fair enough. Looks like the 4 up front. Yeah, well, the Corsair's got a ton of forward firepower. If all of those guns on the nose, are usable, and then you can point the turrets as well forward, that is going to be pretty crazy, you guys. That's a lot of forward-facing firepower in that ship. 23 likes, you guys. I'm loving the likes tonight. Thank you so much. It's going great. So, all right, we're just out here kind of cruising around looking for something else to mine, kind of chatting. That is a P-type cluster there. This is a... Yeah, let's go ahead and roll back here one. Nope, that's just 2 rocks there, so we'll keep on moving. Yeah, that's a ton of forward operating... That's just a ton of forward firing power, for sure. I am really, really, really interested in seeing how much of that stuff can be brought to bear. It is a size 2 drive. I figured it probably was, just based on the fact that it, that they were talking that it was a Cutlass Black, competitor. But yeah, knowing that you're going to be able to put the XL1 drive in that thing. Sandy, I'm going to be on at least another run or 2 for sure. Something on your mind, Sandy? Sandy Claus, you guys, by the way. Hey, Armor, nice. It has the size 2. Thank you, Amber, for that. By the way, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. I should mention, you guys, Sandy Claus, who's on the channel here now, you can see Sandy's chatting, does some really, really good trade content. I know, I know that we talked about Jack Axton earlier. I mean, Sandy does a great job too. I mean, he's really into the trade side of things. Really does a great job with that. And I always do recommend, if you happen to have a chance to check out Sandy's trade videos. They're great. Omer, nice to, once again, welcome to the channel. Nice to see you. C1 that has the size 2 drive. Yep. No, the guns are controlled by the co-pilot and the dropped cupola underneath. I thought, now, isn't it weird how, like, So the guns are controlled by the co-pilot. Oh, that's interesting. Did I just 360 scan that, or did I? I must have. Holy mackerel, look at all these opportunity markers. Alright, that's a single rock. That's a bit of a cluster-ish type thing there, but it's not getting a little grumpy. That's an M-type. Alright. We're moving. Hold on, there's a couple of other opportunities over here. Single rock there. What? I turned the mine laser on. That was ridiculous. Mediocre at best, but thank you for the plug. Oh, Sandy, not mediocre at best. Sandy does a good job with that stuff. And you know as well as I do, you put a lot of time and energy into it, and you're doing a great job with it. We're, in the Explorers League, we're very, very blessed to have Sandy doing that kind of work for us, for sure. All right, you guys, got a, looks like a couple there. Just, oh, hold on, that's 3 now. Let's see if it's, oh, this kind of has that look to it, you guys. Maybe not. It's not quite as tight as of a cluster. Let's go in and take a look and see. Now, this may or may not be a Quantanium cluster. We'll go ahead and EVA. I think the Spirit will go on sale in November. Yeah, I think it will go back. Grift, I think during IAE it will go back on sale for sure. Yep. Don't sweat it. Hey, Sander, nice to see you. How have you been, sir? This is probably not a Quantanium cluster, you guys, just based on it. But we'll get close and we'll take a look. So, I'm going to go ahead now and EVA out, and we'll take a look. Sandy really does a great job. You're very detailed with the hauling. Yes, exactly. Mass, thank you for backing me up on that. And I know you felt that way anyways. Sander, how you been? It's nice to see you. Griff, how have you been? It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you guys tonight, for sure. Alrighty. Well, back. What? No, we're back. Not sideways. I'm going to get myself pulled into one of those big, I'll be like a bird striking in the engine there. Drax says, if you're going to get me to be truly active in PvE, you're going to have to give me a big wad of pew, 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 strapped to an engine with a single seat. That sounds like a Buccaneer to me, Drac. Have you ever looked at one of those? That's exactly what that is. Sander Little says, finally found my first 2 unicorns at that 2 in a row in half an hour mind. Oh my goodness, Sander, 2 unis back to back in a half hour. $500,000 half hour. That's awesome, Sander. I love the fact that you had that happen. That's really cool. All right, did I hit the right thing? I guess I did. How do you think the new mining ship is going to fit in? Well, it's going to be big, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. It's bigger than the mole. So, I think it'll fit in fine. I hope that there's some bigger rocks to mine by then. So, yep. So this time, it did not work, right? So I'm going to go in and take a look. We'll take a look. We'll just do a visual on these. It did not work that time. It doesn't work every time that you do this. The last 5 out of 6 times it's worked for me. And every time, I've never checked when it hasn't worked, and it's been Quantanium. And that's not Quantanium. So that's okay that it didn't work. It was just going to be, that was going to end up being a, like a P-type or something anyways. Art Corp Media Co. Yep, that's awesome, Sandy. Thank you for that. Hey, Juan Carlos, nice to see you, man. How have you been? Hope that you're doing well. It's nice to see you, Juan. For sure. That is awesome. Cool. All right. Let's see there. That's an M-type. All right. We'll keep on looking here. What do we got there? That's an E-type. We'll keep on trucking. Yeah, one of them was a cluster, so did a spacewalk. Best trick. Oh, all right. So you were able to spacewalk, Sander, and get them to become an unscannable to a scannable cluster? Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's what I love to hear. Thank you. Found it and subbed. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Ramoyne. That's very kind that you did that. You're not going to be disappointed. That's for sure. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and Got a couple of rocks there. I'll pull back to a 5. Pull back to an 11. Looks like it's just 2 there, so we'll keep on. Now, the unscannable trick works for all sorts of sizes, but I just usually wait till it's like kind of a tight, what looks like kind of a tight cluster. Hey, speaking of tight, I better butter the size of my shift before I run into that thing. We'll view and comment accordingly. That's awesome, Ramoy. All right. Nothing there. What about here? What's this guy? Nothing there. A couple of unscannables. Grumpy unscannables. And some unscannable stuff there. So we are definitely starting to see a few unscannables. No big deal there. Yep, the one was 43%, which filled up the cargo. That's awesome. All right, so 179 scan here coming up. All right, we'll prioritize distance because we definitely know that we haven't scanned those. That looks like 2 there. I'll have to reset here. All right, how about this guy here? All right, what about these guys here? Getting a lot of unscannables real quick, and we may have to do a... Oh, there's a P-type. Okay. What's this guy here? That's an M-type. All right, we're starting to kind of get ourselves upright. Looking at a buck, can someone explain the weapon setup to me? Yeah, I mean, Mass could probably help you with that a little bit. Buccaneer, man, it's just like a... It's just... All that thing is just a big flying hunk of junk with a whole bunch of weapons on it, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. They have a lot of firepower. They're kind of a glass cannon, Drac. All right, what is this here? It doesn't look like quite enough there. Time to EVA and deal with those unscannables pretty soon. Like if I definitely catch one that catches my eye, I'll definitely do it for sure. And we are going to go ahead and we'll just kind of give it about another couple minutes. And if we don't find something here, we'll probably do a mini jump and just kind of reset. That's P-type. Pretty much basically a little gunship. That's exactly right. It's just... The Bucks just got lots and lots and lots of firepower. 27 likes, you guys. I'm loving it tonight. That is awesome. Thank you so much, truly. The Buck has 1 size 4, 2 size 3s, and 2 size... Yeah, that thing's got tons of fun. It's got a lot of guns, man. Lots of guns on that thing. That's an E-type. Colton Yoder! Colton, where have you been hiding? Nice to see you. How have you been? Griff says, I recently traded in my mining lasers for repeaters and LMGs. I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough. Hey-oh. Hey, Colton. Nice to see you, man. How have you been, sir? The stock size 4 ballistic, you might want to swap that out. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is a... That'll go through the ammo pretty quickly there. That's a good bit of pew-pew. Yeah, that's a really good bit of pew-pew. The Buck is, I mean, it's a glass cannon, but I mean, if it gets into you wrong, it can absolutely wreck your day. Especially if you happen to do it, which it's short-lived, but a ballistic loadout can absolutely rack with that thing. That's an E-type. Been good on break for a few months. Yeah, I hear you, Colton. Everybody else has been on break for a few months, too. So, Ramoy says at Drac, I own a Bucky. They can be a glass cannon. Yep, the thing to remember about the Bucky is hit and run. Yeah, boom and zoom, for sure. That's exactly right. That's how you use that ship. The proper way. All right. Let's double check that. Got a couple there. All right, we'll keep it. We'll keep moving. Make that one pass and keep on trucking. Yeah, there you go. That's hilarious. Boom and zoom and zoom. zoom, like super zoom. Take right off. That's hilarious. All right, we got this guy out here. What was this guy here? Single rock. Ballistics do go through ammo, but does a ton of hull damage. Yeah, I remember one night we were monkeying around with doing some fighters on Connies, and somehow or another I just got I did a ballistic loadout on the Buck, and oh my gosh, I got into a good firing arc on the Connie and just chewed the Connie to pieces. Its shields were already kind of down, but the hull damage that those ballistics put out was frightening. Ballistics is great if you have good aim. Yeah, I just happened to get into a good firing arc that time. Also use both mouse and buttons left and right, fire all weapons at once. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Firing all weapons at once is a smart thing to do. Alrighty. We're doing great here. I'm going to probably spool for a mini jump here in just a sec, though. We're going to give it a sec. It's been, we already ran across the cluster. A few more opportunity markers. Let's give them let's keep them honest. That's P-type. Single rock there. Let me roll back to a 5 scan. And then a 10, 11 scan. See if it becomes an opportunity marker. It did, so it's just a single rock. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm going to spool up. I'm just going to do a quick mini jump. And then it's, very, very short. And we'll kind of get back into this again. Sometimes you want to shake it up a little bit. I already did, kind of nothing crazy. There we go. Real simple. And right back after it. Alright, let's take a look here. That's an M-type. That is a P-type there. Zoom and boom going to be harder in a few years of the master modes. It is going to be a little harder with master modes, for sure. I want to see how the master modes come out. I mean, I will tell you, I have a knee-jerk reaction that wants me to not like master modes. And part of it is because I'm in a prospector, and I don't like the idea of flying around with no shields and then having to switch into a mode if I get engaged in combat, which I'm not going to win either. But I'm just going to kind of hold, I definitely will probably talk about it a little bit in the podcast or whatever. But we'll just kind of see how it plays out. I don't want to get too down on it, and I understand, the master modes was an interesting thing to me. One day they let us have those MSD changes dreaming. Yeah, there you go. Hey, is that a Q-type? Really? Hey. All right, let's go and take a look at that. Do not stick to dogfight at a Bucky. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. Have to put some distance in there. Yeah, turn and yeah, exactly. I agree with that 100%. The Buck's not something that you want to, you want to kind of, you definitely want to handle those appropriately. All right, let's kind of slow down. Now this could be a halfway decent rock. Nope, just an 8%er. That's not going to work. And this is going to be probably a 2%er. Yep, blue cat. Let's keep it moving. I'm waiting for that as well. Would love oh yeah, when they can save the MFDs. They talked about doing a lot of work on the MFDs. When you come out of QCM, your shields and weapons are back to whatever you were before you entered that mode. Yeah, we'll have to see. Like I said, we'll just see how it plays out. Is Spectre Fleet accepting recruit? Oh, Colton. We've made it a little bit of a change from Spectre Fleet to the Explorers League, just so we can have a little more open recruitment. Spectre Fleet was a very good group, but it was a very serious group with some pretty rigid commitments and stuff. And so we've created a different group called the Explorers League, which is a little more loosey goosey when it comes to those requirements. So Colton, look me up on Discord, and we'll get you an invite to the Explorers League, and you can come mining with us anytime you want, sir. Absolutely. Awesome. They said during SitCon the MFDs will save one day. Yes, that's exactly right. Do you think, Drac, you think you'd enjoy the Sentinel or the Warden? I bet you he would enjoy the Warden. That is I mean, obviously the Sentinel's great too. P-type. Colton says, ooh, nice. I got you at it. Thank you, man. We'll get you squared away. We'll get you into the Explorers League for sure, and we'll get you mining with us. We have a Thursday night mining operation. We're going to go do a little mining and have a little fun. Maybe, you know, and obviously we understand life being what it is. You know, you can commit whatever time you can. I know I myself have been terribly busy lately. Did they say what size crew the new mining ship might have? Boy, they haven't, but if you think 4 are in the... And 7, they said it takes 7 for the Orion, and a crew really of 4 for the Mole. I would imagine it's going to have to be at least a 5 to 7, right, you guys? I mean, probably at least a 5-person ship, or a, you know, it's going to be interesting. I was really hoping that they might do like a 2-seater miner, like one in between the Prospector and the you know, just trying to be honest. I really would have enjoyed that size. You mean intense players who expect the way of come in and treat the game as... Yeah, you know, we definitely wanted to make sure that we, you know, it's just a little easier on that type of thing. It's hard when there are mandatory nights and that type of thing. And you know, it's... Listen, there's a lot of upside to it as well. You know, I mean, when you have those mandatory nights, of course, you have lots of people who, you know, play on a regular basis and can get real good at doing what they do together. So... Everything's a balance in life, right, Drac? I mean, I think you understand that. They all have guns at the center line. You can lose the wings and be fine. Yes, that's true. Hey, Ocean, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Sneaking on there. I see you there. He says, hope all is well with you today, Shorts. A cup of extra kick of coffee. One warning, it's good for digressing quantum engines and brain cells. Oh, yeah, that's exactly right. I need all the coffee I can get myself right now, sir. True, unless you're flying an eclipse, those torps one-shot hammerheads. Yes, they do. All right, you guys. So we are in the Halo here, and we are looking around. We are finding a lot of unscannable rocks. And that is, it's okay, but it's something I want to... I definitely am interested in. Let's go ahead here and there we go. That's a couple of rocks there. Nothing. Couple of rocks there. Nothing. Couple of rocks there. We are getting lots of unscannables, and that's an E-type. Just because I said something, right? That's so funny. All right, we'll keep moving. Balance is why I added the extra fuel tank. Fair enough, Drac. That's awesome. All right, cool. All right, lot. Ramoyne says, the new resource and power management on larger ships like the Hammerhead is going to be interesting. I agree with that. It is going to be interesting. I think it fully confirms that medium to large ships are dedicated. Yes, I think that they're definitely going to reassert that. Aocean says, I'm okay if you're type who's toying with your food in a buck. Toying with all disruptor and that big Gatling. Oh my, yes. Bucks can absolutely... The cool thing about a buck is you can actually absolutely deck them out different ways and kit them out. Good, you know, very, very cool ship for sure. I want to see if I can swing a 2 around the Moab and the Hammerhead. Yeah, it's funny. I hear what you're saying, Drac. That's so funny. Drac loves booms, you guys. That's his favorite thing, booms in the game, and so of course the you know, Drac. I would be surprised. You know, that new Spirit ship that's got some, I think 10 medium bombs in there. It's not the Moabs, but man, that thing looks like you could kind of do some damage. There's an M-type right there. PRM will end soloing Carracks. It very well could. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying for sure. That very well could be a thing. All right, you guys. We are definitely in the thick of it out here. Let's see here. What do we got? We kind of roll this guy back. That's just fine. Let me roll this guy back a little bit more. Just those two there. That is a P-type there. Is what I do. Yeah, fair enough. PRM, power, will mostly end most solo ships on the power management stuff. But the point is we all have to see how it plays out. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the one thing I will say is just like the ship modes, the master modes and stuff, we'll just have to see how all that stuff plays out. A lot of that stuff is a long ways off, too. I mean, it's hard to say. So it's going to get a lot of rebalancing and tuning, and then it's going to run into the player base, and they're going to say stuff about it. You know, and it's going to be very interesting. Looks like that's just a couple there. Yep, it is. All right. Eight engines. Why do we? Don't forget, hiring NPCs will be a thing one day. Yep. Not much use for PvP, but should be okay for other stuff. That's a very good point. There are the blades, and there's those, hiring of the NPCs for sure. All right, we're heading on in here. Just play it by ear. That's exactly right. I think that's the best advice, you guys, is we don't want to get too hyperbolic about something that they've announced today. We don't know how it's going to play out or how it will change. And in a lot of those things, like especially with the need for speeds, the different speeds, they talked about how they tried so many different things before they got to that point. So it is one of those things where I would say there's a good chance that it may change again, or it may be an iterative process where it actually becomes a little better. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. I think that's the best thing to do. However, power resources management is coming to small ships first, so that might make some interesting. I like the idea. It's so funny. I mean, I've talked about the idea of like being, even on my prospector, being able to have like a VK00 sitting on the floor back there and an Atlas drive. So you have like a long range drive, but then you might go long range and then swap it for like your short range drive, like on the fly. That might be pretty cool. I could dig that. All right, we got a few opportunities out here. Nothing there. That's a P-type. Nothing there. Nothing there. Yep, just a single rock, so we'll keep on moving. Alright, we'll keep on looking here. 30 likes, you guys. Holy smokes, we're doing great tonight. Alright, what about this guy here? Got a couple rocks there. Haven't seen the look of a this is a cluster, but it's not a one that's we'll go ahead and do the EVA thing, but I doubt this is Quantanium here. Ramon says the whole ship classification by design and purpose will totally affect the flight model for most ships, and we are all going to have to get used to its challenges. Not a bad statement at all. Ocean says no, was in my mole earlier, found 8.2, 66.2 quant in the cluster. And then went to dig 30k slat. Oh, that's so bad. That sucks that you got a 30k on that. Yeah, that can happen for sure. I do not think that these are... I'm just going to fly in and look at them. I have a feeling that this is not Quantanium just because it's... I just want to look. I don't think that's Quantanium. Yeah, it's not. All right. I just could tell by the way that the cluster was. It wasn't tight enough at a distance. Yeah, those 30Ks are brutal, you guys. Honestly, it's always tough when you get a 30K like that. All right, got some more opportunity markers down this way. Oh, my stars in heaven. definitely have found ourselves into a spot where we're getting an awful lot of unscannable rocks here. And so I think I'm going to do another mini jump. First of all, yeah, let's just do that real quick. One more mini jump real quick, and then we'll see how we do. Remember I had 10 to 12 work orders? Yeah. That's really good, 10 to 12 work orders. You already had a bunch in the hopper already. All right. Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, definitely are having our challenges out on this run, and that's no big deal. We did so well that first run. You got to have one balance you out a little bit. That's a P-type. That is an M-type right there. So happy I bought the cat. Oh, you bought the cat, Aocean. Nice. What do you think of the cat? I bet you're enjoying that ship. I like the cat a lot. When that modularity gets in, the cat's gonna be nuts. All right, we'll go ahead and roll back here. 1 to a 5. Just the 2 rocks there. Okay, we'll keep moving. All right, we got some out here at some distances. Hey, Ocean. Oh, Ace Hambone, how are you? Ace, nice to see you, by the way. It sounds like the speed changes force you to fight. If you want to run, you're vulnerable with shields for a period of time. Yeah, you know, Ace, we were talking about that earlier. I think we're just going to, I myself am going to keep my powder dry till I understand exactly what's going on with that. It's really easy to kind of get yourself in a spot where you might, like, really feel like, it's like, man, like, I don't, it seems like they're really bent on making sure that there's World War II flight models in the game, but I don't want to say, I want to kind of, give it a chance and there depends on what you want. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Ocean, C2 is not my cup of Java, more multi-role. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Lots and lots and lots of unscannables. That's P-type right there. It's just because with the Cuddy, I can only carry 1 order at a time. That's true. I mean, the Cuddy is kind of a 1-to-1. Constellation Taurus is great. I adore the Constellation Taurus. It's my favorite Quantanium hauler right now. I think it's the right combination between cargo and gunboat. I really, and there's nothing wrong with the Max. The Max is great. I know Sandy Claus is on here, and he loves the Max. He's a big Max guy. The Freelancer Max holds 122 SCU, if I recall it correctly. Hey, Philip. Philip says 07, everybody. Sorry he's late. Philip, how you been, man? Nice to see you. So we're out here looking around at the old Halo, and it's been a little bit of a slow boat this time around. I'm gonna do this. I'm kind of curious how close I am to 33.6. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna set this guy. I'm gonna spool over. I'm just kind of curious if I go here. I'm just gonna jump just a little bit further. Just a touch more here. Nice to see you, Philip, for sure. Glad to hear you're doing great. Bax, sir, how are you, Bax? Nice to see you, man. All right, let's see if we get a little, see if we have a little better luck over this way here. All right, got the station back again. Let's go ahead and roll over and spool this guy down. It's been good to see you, Shorts. It's good, nice to see you, Ace, for sure. A2, if you have the crew, can output similar DPS to a hammer, but she's more unique. I don't disagree with that. What the heck? What do we got up here? Some M-types right off the bat. Alright, we'll take that. Well, I'm close enough to be able to afford the Taurus, so a few more runs. Yeah, you won't... The Taurus is a great ship, Sander. You won't regret using the Taurus as a hauler. Alright, what about this guy here? Love the A2. Yeah, the A2 is a great ship, you guys. That's an E-type. They all rolled over and one fell out. Yeah, that's fair. A2 crew smokes the hammer. Yeah. A well crew. Yes, if you get two decent crews in a hammerhead versus an A2 is going to annihilate it. I agree with that. Connie's my favorite little big ship. I love the Connie's Grift. I agree with that 100%. And I didn't like the Connie starting out, I'll be honest with you. But the Constellation Taurus has really grown on me as a great hauler. That's an M-type. And it looks like 3 rocks. And 3 rocks is never a Quantanium in the air in Halo. Now this is an interesting something or another here. Let's go fly in on this guy and see what we have. This is probably not going to be Quantanium. It is a pretty tight cluster though. Let's go in here and take a peek. We're getting close to these guys, and let's see if the EVA trick works for us here. I'm approaching them, and they should start popping up any moment now. There they are. All right. We'll go ahead and let's EVA out and see what we get. A2 has the Moab. Big a boom as you're going to get. It does. Aosin says, remember, you can swap for size 5.6 carpet bombs. Not only can go to Crusader Web Store at the showroom. Oh, nice. Big and beautiful, but totally lacking a character. Fair enough. All right. EVA-ing out of our ship here, trying to turn that unscannable cluster into a scannable cluster. Excited about that. Let's keep kind of going back until around 90 or so usually is when I see that message pop up that I've left my ship. There it is right there. And we'll start heading in. And I always like to kind of wait for that message to expire before I get back in the ship. And this doesn't work every time, but it does work a lot of times. And it's probably, I think it's worked the last 5 out of 6 times that I've tried it. It was a stealth edition, I think, so either way, enjoy. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. All right. And I have a feeling it's going to be a little while before we see a large miner, but we'll have to see. Wouldn't that be cool if that got snuck in there? With the modularity jump distance of the detect, yeah, let's see here. Doesn't look like they actually, yep, they did not turn into, so let's go in and take a look at them. Whenever they don't turn into, it's never been a Quantanium cluster that for me. I'm not saying there won't be a first time, but nope, that's not Quantanium, so makes sense. All right, we'll keep on moving. There's absolutely, Ace Handbone says, with the modularity, jump distance detachable cockpit, the Cat can be one of the most useful ships in the game. I agree with that 100%. Once that modularity gets in place and you've got the detachable, you know, I mean, that thing is great. I mean, there's a lot of different, if you've watched those videos, go back in antiquity and watch those videos about all the, there's a Q type right there, about all the different, modular things for it. It's crazy. Stanton SC says, I like the 400i for its flying style. The 400i is a cool ship. It is good ship, Stanton, even in Chrome, yeah. Yeah, the 400i is a great ship. Listen, I like that ship. It's stylish. I love the shark tooth front end. I dig it. You can make a cat on a mobile home. You certainly can make a cat on a mobile home. There's actually, if you go back and look, there's actually, you can even make it a double wide. you can actually, like, hook a cata up to a cata. This is not going to be a good rock, you guys. That is a blue cap if I ever saw one. Let's keep on moving. It's my go-to ship for hostile bunkers. All right, we got us. There's another Q type right off the bat. Good. Starting to see a few Q types now. Let's go ahead and we'll roll that back to a 90 scan and keep the opportunity marker right in front of us. And yeah, loving it. We'll fly on in here and see what we got. Absolutely beautiful. Alrighty. Looks like it's just going to be the one rock. I better slow down. And that is going to be not a great rock, a 49.23. But we'll go ahead and mine it nonetheless. I mean, it's going to be a 230 at 5. Yeah, I mean, it's over 25. It's, you know, it's mid-20s SCU, depending on how it breaks. So we definitely want to mine this one. Nothing wrong with it. Let's go ahead and get her fired up. Drifter says, my go-to for hostile bunkers, Core A with PTV in the back. Like it. I really like the Core A. All cheap and super fast recall times. I mean, just the Core A is just a cool ship. It's got that whole, you know, all of those Reliant ships. I'm a MISC fanboy, Grifter, so, you know. I still use my Taurus right now as my daily. And I may use an MSR as a daily driver someday, but I tell you what, the C1 has got my eye, you know, it's caught my eye for sure, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Remember, folks, only wheeled vehicles are safe from turrets in a distance. Yeah, that is interesting how the wheeled ones are. Need to get a Ranger going, for sure. Evade grab bunch, yeah. All right, let's get this guy broke down. Easy peasy. Bill Crayons, welcome to the channel, Bill. Crazy few days for me. Had a rage outburst syndrome at the game on Friday night and got married on Sunday. Congratulations, Bill. How are you, man? That is awesome. Everybody, let's congratulate Bill for getting married. You know, someone else to help you make your decisions on what ships you can purchase in Star Citizen. No, I'm teasing, man. I hope that that's a long and fruitful one, man. You know, marriage is is a beautiful thing. If it sits, it chips. Yeah, fair enough. Rock Dragonfly. I hear that. Congrats, Bill, for sure. All right, easy break here. 23%er. Kind of hanging in there. All right. Now, we'll have to see how yucky this broke. That's 14%. That's pretty yucky. What about this guy? This is going to have some in it, too. Oh, that's a hundo. That's actually pretty clean right there. All right. Well, that's good. That's nothing. Wadwick says, congrats, Bill. I'll probably get a Steve once they go. There's a 23%er. Marriage just finding that one special person that you can annoy the rest of your life. That's exactly right. I definitely have a gal that I can annoy. Pretty good at it. That's nothing there. All right, so this 14%er will go first. It's cool and thanks. 30-year courtship. 30-year courtship? This guy, holy smokes. You're lucky she hung around that long, Bill. What the heck, man? That's awesome. 30-year courtship. How about that, you guys? That is, yeah, holy smokes. That took, you were outside the boat there for a while, man, before she landed you. That's funny. All right, so we got a 14%er here. Then we got like a 30-some percenter, and then there was a hundo. So there's some clean stuff here. But, you know, the rest of it's kind of, it's a little bit of a mixed bag in here for sure tonight. That first rock that we found was a Mulligan Uni. That was a great rock. And we also did get that rock, you know, we also did earlier in the stream do the whole EVA, turn it into a Quantanium cluster thing, which was great, although there was nothing necessarily in that cluster. By the way, Short, your opinion on how Star Citizen plays. I'm sticking with Windows 10 right now. Myself, Aocean. I have heard that there are some snags with 11 here and there. I don't know if they've got those things worked out. But I'm definitely sticking with 10. This channel is so nice. Thank you, Bill. We definitely try. You know, if you like Star Citizen, come hang out, like and sub, and hang out with us. I do quite a bit of Quantanium mining. It's what I it's kind of what I do. And overcook rocks and no, I'm not kidding. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's exactly right. I like it. Good on you, Bill. Yeah, you guys, nicely done. Uh-oh. Gonna get myself in a jam here. Good break. Alright. There's one more in here that's a hundo. There she is, right there. See it over there? Let me just kind of roll this way. That is 14 SCU, the good stuff right over there. I'm using Win 11, but have 0 issues. Good! Well, that's good too, Stanton. I had definitely heard that people were having some issues with 11. Work in progress, even MSDN. It depends on the rig. Fair enough. I couldn't play on 11, kept getting an error message. Yeah, that's, you know, I definitely know some people who are hitting some snags. If it ain't broke, you ain't trying. Fair enough. Sigurd, how are you, Sig? How you been, man? Moonraker, how have you been, Moon? Nice to see you guys. Hope that you're both doing well. Sigurd, I can't believe it's been so long. How have you been, sir? All right, we got a hundo here. We're going to break this guy up. All right. And Moon, how have you been? It's nice to see you. Sticking with Win 10 until I absolutely have no option but to upgrade to Win 11. You know, you know, Win 11 eventually they'll, and they may already have it. They'll do a service pack for it, and it will be, you know, it'll be fine. You know, I have Windows 11 on kind of a business laptop, and I don't mind it. It's just I had heard for some graphic stuff that it was, you know, it occasionally can be grumpy. All right, what about this guy here? That is a 25%er. I'll come back to that guy. All right, there is a hundo right there. Ramoyne says, Moonraker, hello. Fancy seeing you here. 07, missed the end of Jack's stream. Fair enough. Sigurd says, been lurking and trying to EVA trick with my mole and air hail. It doesn't seem to quite work. Now, Sigurd, I have heard, somebody told me it did work for the mole for them. So, you know, I don't know if it's just an issue of maybe getting too close to the rocks. Because it never works for me if I get, you know, anywhere closer than 500 to the rocks. It always seems to break it. But, you know, yeah, you know, I definitely, yep, that's some yuck, that's kind of some yucky stuff there, too. There's 100% of dirt. What about this thing? I definitely understand what you're saying, for sure. And I can imagine it must be a little harder with the mold. This is an 88%er. I'm going to grab this guy. This was never going to be a unicorn anyways, you guys, but we got 16 SCU in there. Let's see what we can pull off here. 16%. That's 100% inert. This is 24%, and then so nothing good. We got a 25, 16, 20. What was this guy? We'll figure it out here in a sec. 35. Yeah, that's my next best. That's my next best rock right there. That was a nerd, and there's a 18. So 24, 25 right in that area. No problem. Looks like we're going to be just probably able to get over 20 SCU. There's a 25. It's always good to start the day when I see Space Short stream. I watch your streams while working from home. Best to lower the stress. Thank you very much, Sigurd. I appreciate that, man. Like, I definitely try and keep it as stress-free as possible. And, you know, I do. I really appreciate that. Also, so weird, anytime I tell people I play via Linux and SC server at random, you know, I can understand. Oh my gosh, I'm not minding anything. You know, like, yeah, that's crazy, Ocean, for sure. So we just broke 20 SCU on that guy. Not perfect. But you know something? Anytime you're north of 15 SCU, you kind of... Never a bad idea to just go ahead and grab it, and we just did. So we're going to go ahead and head on in now. We are on our way. Moonraker says at Remoyne, I was distracted looking for helmets when Jack signed off. Finally got one, though. Then I fell out of Everest and had to EVA to the other side to get back in. That happens a lot, Moon, for sure. Oh, Moon. That's so funny. Also so weird anytime I tell people... Yeah, I mean, Linux, Aocean, I know. It is weird that... I mean, a lot of people don't realize that you can get some of the graphic-intensive games working on Linux, for sure. So... All right. Well, that was not the cleanest run right there. 20 SCU, but the first one was 30 SCU. So we're not complaining at all. So we've got 50 SCU between the two runs. And that is not too bad. I hope it wasn't the elevator that dropped you out. The elevators have been getting a little more grumpy lately, you guys. They really have. I got elevatored the other day. I was like, what? I thought the elevators were safe again. You gotta keep your good eye on them. Macedon was trying to stand up from a bed in the hab area. Oh yeah, if sometimes you when you stand up, you like stand up and go to the wrong side of the bed and then fall through. That's brutal. If new bunkers look anything like artwork they showed, it'll take the game up a notch. I agree with that. 100% ace. Aocean says we went from Proton Stream to some other clients, being 1.8, 10 to 12% in the past iteration of a Steam Deck. Yeah, I can appreciate that. Is inactive people gaming on Linux? Yeah. That makes sense. 33 likes tonight, you guys. Thank you so much. Loving it. And we are... Stanton says, bro, Ace, the new bunkers look like they might be so much fun. Yeah, I mean, they did it. You know, the underground stuff looks... They did a good job with some of that design stuff. That does look cool. All right, ARC-L1. We're about to come out of first quantum. And we will hit up second quantum. Kind of cool down and get her spun up. Call me crazy, but I kind of hope those are mission bunkers, but player or Oregon bunkers. That would be cool too, Grift. New bunkers look great, says Mass. Absolutely. Ace Hambone and Stan SC, you could spend hours in a bunker. That's crazy. I probably will too. Stanton says, Stan's all about it. That's cool. Stanton is all about it. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and we're going to start heading on in here. Won't need that anymore. We'll go ahead and pull the gear, lower the VTOLs, get a little bit more speed, and head on in. We will. All right. Coming on in here. Like Siege to have take a full backpack of ammo. Yeah, exactly. I think they said they want to take it to 30 mins to get through. Yeah, that's crazy. You know, and that makes sense. I mean, you know, 30 minutes is a solid amount of time. It's not too long, but it's a good amount of time to have a, you know, like a bunker type thing happening. All right, as soon as I get the okay here, there we go. Call for the landing. I have not heard first alarm yet. And we will just kind of sail on in. I definitely see a ship right there. Cool. He's right there above the, what is that? Let's look. Will it help if I... How hard to say. No big deal. We'll just keep on cruising. Hey, there's a Pisces over there in that other one. They better increase payouts. Yeah, that's a good point. Comparing to other games that have 30 to 45 minute dungeons is about right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too, Stanton, for sure. Absolutely that. There's first alarm. And so, you know, probably was a little bit of me kind of monkeying around there looking at ships, and no big deal though. Got plenty of time here. Coming in at a decent angle. Not going to scrape the top. Cool. In we go. Nice. Go ahead and do a post-flight here. Looks like we got a little bit of repair to do and a little bit of refuel. We will head on down and store the ship and head down to the refinery. Awesome. Heading on down to the lobby, and we'll get the ship stored and head on down to the refinery. Bill Krantz says, okay now. Moonraker says, had me some fun the other day. Picked up a unicorn load from Lyria. Nice. And ran all the way back to CRUL1 just for the excitement. I did the same thing, Moon, the other day. That's so funny. In the stream, I did that. The other day, I was mining kind of out of ARC-L1 into Halo and decided I was just wondering if I could make it if I were to haul it all the way over to CRUL1, and I did. It was fun. I'm all for it as long as they work correctly. That's a good point, Mass, for sure. We were able to store the prospector there and head on in. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and hit the refinery. I'll never get over these, how much faster the elevators are now. It's interesting to me. Alright, down we go. We will go ahead and head on up here. Rick Sanchez says, I was checking out some of the modules for the cat, and there will be one that stores and loads the bags of a prospector. I can't wait. Yes, that's going to be really crazy. You know, just any kind of moving those bags around will be so much fun. All right, prospector. Set up the work order. We got some quant in there. Let's go with the Dynex get quote. All right, you guys. That's a very, very nice run. That's 50 SEU so far. Let's take a look at the time. You know what? I have a little bit more time. Let's go ahead and see if we can't squeeze one more run in. If you guys would be up for it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I always like to I always like to kind of top off on food and drink when I'm in the refinery. Tractor beam plate. Oh, Grift, I agree with you 100%. I think the tractor beam is going to be such a game changer for all sorts of things. You know, just for fun, you know, number one. But mining, being able to kind of, you know, do things like take the trash off the top of a pile, or, you know, just build like your 100% piles of good rocks. I mean, tractor beam is going to be so crazy. For sure. All right. Let's see. Ace Hambone says that Rick. I read that there will be a store module for the Cat too. Yeah, it's crazy, you guys. I mean, if you go back and look at those modules, the one that blew my mind though was the one where you could like have other ships kind of like it had like this module that was like a docking port where 4 other ships could, you know, refinery ships. Loving it, Rick Sanchez, of course. Encore mining run. Yep. We'll do an encore for sure. I would throw an asteroid. Still saving for the BMM, but it'll take the Cat for now. Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'm going to go double check just to make sure I have my, no big deal. I think my imprint's set here, but I'm just going to double check. Why don't I'm probably going to run over to Lyria and do the last, you know, we'll just kind of go have a little fun over that way and do the last run over there. Nope, I am set here. Science Cat is crazy, yeah. Yeah, there's science, you know, there's all sorts of them, you know. Like, I also like the one where it was like it was like a search and rescue, like the front end of it would like have like these kind of, where you could quickly kind of, send somebody out the front to like, you know, like, it was almost like some kind of, like it would propel them forward in EVA a lot faster than, yeah, the human launcher, exactly. That's what it was, Rick, the human launcher. All right, a couple brands there. FLTR-XL, good. So I won't worry about resetting the mining laser head because we're going to head over to, I'm going to head over to, Lyria this time. So we'll head over to Lyria and look around. 37 likes, thanks everybody, I appreciate it. We'll head over to Lyria and see if we can't, the human launcher's crazy, I know. It is, man. It's a cool thing with the Cat, the human launcher. All right. What do we got going on here? Let my people go. Okay, are we 30K? Oh, no. Hey. Hangar 2. All right. We'll go. I think that's for boarding actions. Yeah, well, there was one that they had like it was like a search and rescue type variety of it. Like one of the modules was like search and rescue for it. It's kind of cool. Which I like that idea. It's a super versatile ship, the Cat. That modularity is going to be crazy someday. All right, so we've done 2 runs in the Halo. We might as well just, you know, one run in Lyria. Let's just kind of go have a little fun. Now, of course, we know we can run into rocks that are too big to mine in Lyria. I think I do have a Bormax on my back, but nothing too special. This is just kind of a bonus round here. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. And we'll go ahead and set our course towards Lyria. Breaching ships will be so much fun. I agree with that. I could totally see myself splatting against someone else's hull. Yeah, that's awesome. Sandra Little says, any tricks for scanning on Lyria? Because I tried but flew around for a long time before finding a rock and not a good one. So figuring I'm doing something wrong there. Sandra, yeah, just watch here. I'll show you how to find rocks fairly quickly on Lyria. I mean, hopefully. Now, you know, the one thing about Lyria is the rocks can get real big. They can be beyond my ability to mine with this laser. But that's okay. Usually we'll find something, no problem. You can already breach, says Rick. Some level, you're not wrong. You know? All right, you guys, I'm going to snag a little bit of... granola bar there. Heading towards beautiful ArtCorp. As soon as we get there, we'll pivot and head towards Lyria, and then we'll head down. And yeah, Sander, here's the thing that you want to do. When you're scanning on Lyria, you want anything that's more than one rock is always Quantanium. So it's a little bit different scanning meta on Lyria, but I'll show you how it's done here, Sander, for sure. Okay. Even if it's through the airlock, I'm good with it. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I'm good with it. I definitely love the idea of, you know, some cutting torches and being able to kind of cut through with the shields down, the ship's disabled, being able to kind of cut through the hull and then, you know, using a tractor beam to kind of pull away like a square of it, and that will cause it to vent. And then you know, obviously going in there and kind of battling it out. That'll be awesome someday. All right, we're getting close to ArtCorp here. All righty, and we'll pivot over here towards Lyria. So Sanders asking, what mass can I go to? Around 5,800, 5,900. And then if you have a bore max or a mining gadget on you, you can go a little higher than that. We got cutting attachments in game already. Just need to let us use those on the airlocks. Yeah, that would be awesome, I think. Shooting the doors on airlocks breaches them. You may need to blast it with a railgun, but you can do it. That's very true. You absolutely can do it. All right, let's find something here in the daylight. There's buckets. I don't mind it. There's Shubin. Is this orphanage right here? We'll go to buckets. I like it. Ace Hambone says, being able to strip the hull once the shields are down will give you breaching ability. Yeah, that. You would definitely think if the hull's stripped, you'd be able to go right in there. Ace, that's a good point. I wonder about that. All right, you guys. We're just going to kind of come on in here to Lyria. Man, I never, ever, ever, it never gets old, these planetary approaches. It doesn't matter if it's my first time, my 100th time, my 10,000th time. Whenever you just kind of get to fly in and look, you know, it's so cool. All right, let's kind of just pick a direction and head in it. All right. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to we're going to use the V-scan. So that's a little different, Sander. And so, you know, guys, bear with me here. I'm going to kind of show Sander kind of the scanning meta a little bit. So here I'm going to pull out the V-scan, right? And I'm going to do, I'm still going to do your 179 scan forward. And then we're going to get opportunity markers. And then when we collapse, what we're looking for is pingbacks of more than one. See how that's a single rock? You're always going to be looking for more than one rock. That's one rock. It's a single. That's a single rock. So you're looking for diamond icon flash, Sander, that's more than one rock. That's a single rock. So we'll just pick a direction and head in it. Like northwest will be fine. How about that? Perfect. Like right in this direction. And we'll just keep on flying here, and we'll just, at this point, once again, roll back to a 179 scan, and off we go. Single rock. Single rock. And we'll head over this way. And I'm not flying terribly fast, so let's go ahead and I want to pick that speed up just a touch. We'll go from there. Yeah, my buddies breached my character the other day. All right, now we're down below the cloud cover a little bit. That'll give us... Cool, did not know the V-scan worked like that. Yeah, you want a V-scan for sure, right? And then you, with your V scan, you want to kind of roll to a 179 scan. And then you want to just go ahead and roll it forward. And then what you're looking for here is more, when it blinks more than one rock, whenever it's more than one rock, it's always Quantanium, Sander. It's never not Quantanium if there's more than one rock and they're close to each other. Now, occasionally you get this false positive where it will look like it's more than one rock, but if you get close, it was just they were kind of in line with each other. But, you know, for the most part, if you will find, you know, if it's more than one rock, it's always Quantanium. It never isn't. Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. All right, scouting and scanning are the most important thing. I agree with that 100%. The most important thing is definitely learning the scanning meta. For sure. All right, we'll keep heading northwest, roughly. All right, we'll roll back this. And this is us for a while again. You know, you just want to kind of keep scanning. Single rock. Single rock. Could multiples be had tonight? Yeah, well, what happens is, Ace, you can absolutely use this method to find head night. If things like scan like at a little, like if I send out a pip and something shows up like much closer, then it's usually going to be gem icons. So it's one of those things where if I send out a pip, if I send out a ping, and then I send out another ping, and there's some things like show up within a couple of thousand, that's almost always going to be gems. So you absolutely can. This is a great method for locating gems as well. So if I send out a ping, and then I send out the next time I send out a ping, if there's like something real close. Is that more than one there? It almost looks like it might be more than one. I could be wrong. I think it is. I think this is going to end up being some Quantanium over this way. I think there's two rocks here. And let's go take a look. Oh, is it just the one? Oh, no, there's two there. All right. So whenever it's more than one rock, it's always Quantanium. Now, this is a mass I definitely cannot break at 7151. That's probably a nice rock, though. Yeah, that's a really nice rock. A 7151 at 34%. I cannot do that rock. It's a bridge too far. And that 49, and I'm just not even going to waste my time because I know I can't, even though that's a 71%, you know, a part of me, a 7100 mass at a very nice percentage, I just can't break that rock. I don't have the mining laser for it. Trying your mining mode, or laser source. Oh, I'm just looking around. I just thought for a bonus round we'd come over here and do some lyria mining. And I always understand, you know, like I don't have the laser strength to be able to go crazy here. You know, but that's okay. I usually have no problem finding rocks. So if you notice there, Sander, when it was more than one rock, it was Quantanium, and it's always going to be that way. Whenever you get more than one pip going, that's a single rock. Also, if the rock visually has rust, yes, they have like kind of an orange streaking through them. That's how you can visually check them. Could a surge module help break that big rock? Absolutely. And that 7100's right in the wheelhouse. You could do the double surge technique absolutely and break that 7100 mass rock. I don't like the kit that way because, you know, your secondary breaks, you don't have as clean of a look. But you know what? There's an argument to be made, and some people make it all the time on my channel, Sander, that they would prefer not to miss a rock like that, so they'll kit themselves with a surge or a stampede. Another thing that you can do is actually use an impact and Brantz. The impact actually has enough power, I think, to break that particular guy, although it'll be a bit of a rodeo. No, you can do the same in space as you can on ground, that type of distance via ping. Yeah, you guys are talking it out. That's cool. All right, lots of opportunity markers here. Single rock. That's doublers right there. You can see them right there, Sander. See how there's 2 rocks, right? You can see 2 diamond icons. And it just gives you a certain, like a flash, and you can see more than one. They're on the side of the hill over here. But, you know, whenever it's more than 1 rock, it's always Quantanium. Every single time, it's always Quantanium. And mining gadgets will help you guys. I mean, you know, that's another thing that you can get out of your ship and attach the gadgets, you know, and deal with it as well. I didn't bring all that kit with me this time. Where the heck are... Oh, there they are. They were beyond the hill here. I was like, where the heck are they? Alright, what do we got? That's a 5579. Very breakable rock, but not going to be a great percentage. This is going to be a blue cap. Yeah, 6%er. And what about this guy? 5132 at 15%. We're going to keep moving. Not what we're looking for. All right. Let's go ahead and ping this guy out here. Holy smoker doker news. Look at all these opportunity markers, you guys. Are those doublers? Did I see more than one there? Looks like it's just one. No, those are going to be gem icons. Oh, that's cool. Okay, that makes sense. Single rock. Single rock. Stanton says, I use the Focus and the Torrent. That's another excellent choice. Yep. But 7K is still a bridge too far. I get definitely. Those are kind-hearted breakers, though. Yep. All right, so what do we have here? Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. There's a single rock. There's a single rock here. We'll just kind of... There was a bunch of them over here. We'll keep on looking at them. Single. 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 There's some doublers right there. So you can see the double flash there. Cool, showing how to scan the planet side. Yes, you'll... I mean, Sander, it's great. I mean, once you kind of figure it out, you'll really like it. 40... By the way, you guys, thank you so much for the 40. 40 likes. 10 more likes, and we're almost at 50, you guys. That's awesome. And I really, really, really appreciate it. All right. Oh, those must have just been in line with each other. Because I seen that other one back there. That's just a nice deposit. All right. Well, that wasn't what I was thinking right there. No big deal. Oh, that's where it was. I was going to say there was a couple of them there. But that's how you can occasionally get tricked. Which is no big deal. Yep, we'll just kind of keep on looking there. All right, lots of opportunity markers. That's a single rock. I really like flying over the planet side too and mining. That's a single rock. That's a single rock. That is a single rock right there. All right, we'll keep on cruising here. No, I'm happy to help, Sander. That's exactly why we do the channel. You know, I can tell you that's exactly why I do the channel, so people can learn little things like that. Had somebody learn the whole EVA thing earlier today, and I thought that was great. And then, you have a lot more fun with this there. Now, that could be diamond icons. Watch, you guys. That will be interesting. I bet you that's diamond icons right there. Because of the distance and the way, kind of the density of the flash. I think what we're going to see here is some... That's Dolivine right there. See? Alright, let's go ahead and keep on looking. 10.2. Single rock. 10.9. Now there's a... Hard to say. There might just... It might be a lineup issue. But I definitely am getting multiple flashes back over this way. So let's go ahead and look. Do you ever mine anything other than quant? For just a... Yeah, I do, Moon. I just like mining. So there are times when I just like... I'm just going to get some Bexelite. Whatever, man. I don't care. I do from time to time. You know, now I mostly mine quant just because I think that's what people like to see, Moon. But heck, man, you could... It's just like going fishing for me. I love mining, so... Yep, now you can see there. I can mine whatever. I myself been switching QT mining to rock mining. You know, I like rock mining a ton. I think rock mining's great. All right, that's a big mass rock right there. That's an 8257. That would definitely not be one that I could. And this is a 3329. So there's nothing I can do there though. Yeah, funsies, exactly, you guys. I mean, I just like, look, mining in Star Citizen is very cathartic for me. I just love doing it. So, you know, like I could do this, you know, even if it wasn't super profitable, I probably would do this a lot just because it's my thing. I just enjoy doing it. All right. That looks like a single rock. Oh, that's some doublers there. Let's go ahead and take a look at them. Lately, bunkers and ship-to-ship PvP practice and hunting. It's a great time to be, you know, 318 thing salvage. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to salvage. And I obviously, with the thing I hope is that I can just go do some salvage one night and then go do some mining one night and then go do some salvage one night and then go do some mining one night. I think that would be great. That's a granite deposit. There must be another rock up over here that was throwing us off. Oh, that's got to be, those are doublers right there. All right, that's some quant right there. 4478. That's not going to be a great rock, though. That's a 2773. That is a tiny little guy. At 20%. We're not going to do that. That's a little bit too... Ooh, I'd like to see a Bexelite mining guy. Hard to find. Yeah. You know, Aberdeen has got pretty good Bexelite. Bex is not bad, but Terranite mining, ooh, that's a pain in the keister. They are. It's going to be really interesting, you guys, when, for instance, you need other things, right? It's going to be really kind of going to be interesting. It's like, oh man, we need a whole bunch of Terranite for this base. You know, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean it when I say that. I think it's going to be cool to have a reason to mine other things. In order to do this particular base building or whatever, you need a whole bunch of corundum and a bunch of inert. You know, or whatever. I think it was about right there. Rock barely go above 15% on good mass rock. If you find 30% above, it's a rare occurrence. Yes, you definitely have to look around for some good percentages. It's, you know, you very rarely will find them. You know, if you find it around 30, you're pretty good. You've done well. Alrighty, we'll kind of keep cruising here. Ooh. Single rock. There's a single. Looks like just a single there. Okay, we'll keep moving. This is good Quantanium area, though. I mean, it's good. You got mountains and then you got flats. That's usually a good sign here. Single rock. That would be great. Remember once the space shorts, could you mind Dolomite or Haddonite and people would still watch? It's you they want to hear. Oh, thank you, man. That voice, that laugh, enthusiasm. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure you guys can hear the joy in my voice. I love mining in Star Citizen. It's great. I do. It's a wonderful pastime, and it's something. It's definitely not lost on me how lucky it is to be able to spend a little time doing this now and then. Alrighty, that's awesome. Oh, thank you, Moon. That's very kind of you. All right, you guys. We're still kind of looking around here. Single rock. That's just one right there. Hey, there's some... Looks like some doublers over there. Let's go take a look at them. There are some ships over that way, though, too. I see them. Gotta keep an eye on the old... They're right over this way, these rocks. Holds my company. Sand system. Oh, look at that. What? It's a granite deposit. Oh, it wasn't doublers at that distance. That's an obsidian deposit. That's the one drawback. You certainly can get yourself into a spot where there's... It looks like it's doublers at a distance, but it's actually just because of the way that they lined up. It wasn't doublers. Single rock. Ooh, that might be... That's definitely... Might be more than... Yeah, this might be a Quantanium cluster over here, you guys. This is what we were looking for. So you can see here, Sander, you can see like all the pingback I'm getting. It's just the truth, no biggie. I don't, as a rule, do compliments. I really do appreciate it. Miners rule, you too, Arian. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it, truly. And I know you know that I do. Anytime Shorts learns something new, we get to hear him squeal like a pig. Yeah, you're very... What the heck, you guys? Look at this. This is not your average Quantanium deposit either. What the heck? All right, hold on. I'm taking a screenshot of this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6, 7. That's a solid 10-pack. Ooh, boy. All right, let's hopefully something in here to mine. There's a 33. What's this guy? 30. That's a 4%er. 4.6. 6501 mass. This is probably a bridge too far for me, but a decent percentage. 17. This is a very small mass, 3,000 mass at a 7%er. That is a nice plot, Omega. Nice to see you, Omega, by the way. How are you? All right, got 6 more to scan here, you guys. We're keeping our fingers crossed. My rock just outside the MSR in Aberdeen. Yes, Aberdeen for highly recommended for rock mining. All right, we got 4 more to look at, you guys. Oh boy, come on. 1 rock in range, please. Nope. This looks like it's a pretty large one. Oh, my stars, you guys. Well, it's not the first cluster I've driven away from. What? Oh, and it won't be the last. That's rough, though, man. That is really rough. All right, up we go. Not one there. All right, what about there? Another cluster. All right, we'll take it. Gotta get a little luck here. Doing all right. Just finished with dinner. Nice, Omega. Leary does that every once in a while. It does grift. Welcome to the Providence area between two mining areas. It takes a bit to find. Tourist trap. Yeah, for sure. I like Magda rock mining. Griff, I do too. I don't mind it. All right, it's over here somewhere. I know it is. I've seen it. It's up over this way. A few of them here. That was a 10-pack back there. Ah, Moon says, wow, what a downer. It's all right, Moon. There's more where that came from. They're somewhere around here anyways. Ah, there they are. I can see them. See them over there? Another big cluster of them here. We'll take it. No, more opportunities anyways. All right. Cross our fingers this time. Nimrog, welcome to the channel, Nimrog. Quantanium has been super stingy for me as well. Hard to find, but when I do, all the low yield rocks. Well, you know what? I definitely understand that. That is a 3220, so that's not terrible. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm sorry. I'll fix this. Hold on. Put user in timeout, and then hide user account on this channel. And there we go. I fixed that. I know. The bots have found me. Alright, that's not a good rock. Crossing our fingers here, though. That's a 4,092 mass rock at 15%. This is not a good rock here. Someone's quick on the band hammer. Yeah. Another roll of the dice, exactly. A 5461 at 12%. Yikes, you guys. Well, I'll tell you what. This is not a great rock. It's only, let's see, 20. That is 200. Let's see. 600. That's only, yeah, that's not quite, that's not enough SCU there. All right, we got to keep looking. That's just not quite enough SCU there. I don't think that would have made my 15 SCU minimum. Oh, hold on. So we'll cross our fingers, and that's 2 clusters right there with not much in it. That's unusual. All right, is that doublers? I don't think so. Been using Lyria to jump point for market one to squeeze miners, cargo haulers. Yeah, I can appreciate that, and that's, you know, that's just the piracy gameplay. This is gonna be gem icons here, you guys. Somewhere in here. Yep. Apherite. Apherite. Alright, let's take a look. Oh boy. Alright, let's go ahead and put our V-scan back out. Alright. Single rock. Single rock. Yeah, that was too bad. 2 clusters in a row that didn't have one decent rock in it. That well, I mean, we had when we first got to Lyria, there was a 7100 at like 30-some%. So it's not like we haven't found anything to mine. We definitely found a nice rock, but not in my current configuration. Single rock. Now that looks like some, I see some double flashes up there, but we'll have to see if they're, how, you know, what kind of a line we've got there. Let's go take a look. I am on Lyria, sir. Yep, you can see that's different there. There's one up there too, so that was just kind of a lineup. I am on Lyria, yep, absolutely. Yep, I'm on Lyria. All right. Single rock. Single rock. Oh, it's Lyria. Yeah. Yeah, it's Lyria. That's so funny. Alrighty, hold on. Bang. Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. Yeah, I mean, Lyria's obviously got the meta, though. That's the most, I mean, the reason we all do Lyria is just because anything more than 2 rocks is always Quantanium. So, you know, that's the real, you know, if Lyria didn't have this meta, then all bets would be off, I think, for coming to Lyria as much as we all do. Single rock. Sorry for the caps, don't even worry about it, my friend. It's all good. 42 likes, you guys. 8 more and we could hit 50. Wouldn't that be a treat? All right, let's kind of keep it moving here. There's a ship over there, by the way. You can see it at 60 kilometers. That is going to be gem icons. YouTube area, just wanted to say that I've been testing the mold to see if EVA helped reset the unscannable asteroids. You leave the channel as soon as you step off the elevator, and you don't have to go as far. So, YouTuberian, has it worked for you then? Oh, look at the ship's shadow. Very cool. Yes, exactly. You can see the shadow for sure. I mainly mine the Halo and Uturp in MT, so I'm used to mining the high wind environment. Yeah, the winds do get crazy there, Aocean, for sure. Now, the one thing I will say is there's lots and lots and lots of Quantanium on Uturp. It's just like you said, you know. Now, when you mine there, Aocean, do you land and mine, or are you just pushing against the wind? I'm just kind of curious. Single rock. Doesn't work, but often, but you know, but it doesn't always work. Yeah, that's been my experience too. It's not a guarantee, but it does work sometimes. There's some doublers. Let's go take a look at them. 43 likes. Oh, 45, you guys. It's getting 40. It's getting up there. We're getting close to 50. Liking it. All right. Take a look at these guys here. Yeah, they're 2 near buckets of sale 2. All right, let's go ahead and they're right up here. Often enough. Fair enough. All right, let's cross our fingers and hope that there's something in here. That's a good mass. Let's just hopefully. Probably not a great rock. Not quite enough red there. 17%er. And a good mass, but not a great rock, so no big deal. I don't have my VTOLs down. That's a good point. Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. That looks like a single rock there. Looking into the sun some. Oh, there might have been more than one there. I think there might be 2 there, actually. Yep. Depends on the environment. If near a hill, over a steep crag, I land. You know, I had always wondered if you could use a bigger ship to block the wind there. I didn't know if it actually had that kind of a mechanic to it or not. I had been wanting to go try that one of these times, like have a big ship just kind of there. Not a great rock. What about here? Very nice mass, but not a great rock for high wind. Use VTOL and gear down. Oh, gear down for high wind. What does gear down do? I've never tried it with gear down. Interesting. Ooh, I like. That might be a tip or a trick I might have to put on the old channel. Might have to go try the old gear down and see if it makes a difference. Single rock. Alright. Well, we have found lots of Quantanium. We just haven't found the right rock yet. Bigger the ship, the more you get bounced. That's the way it definitely seems. I mean, like a Carrack on Uterp is so funny. Alright, a little bit of noise there. We're keeping on moving here. Alright, what are we at here? Single rock. Single rock. That wasn't more than one, was it? I don't think so. I think it's just one. Keeps your vector level. Oh, I never knew that. That's a good tip. I'm going to go mess around with that. So it's probably not the best idea to fly a reclaimer there. No, I don't think it would be. Big wind sail. That's so funny. Alright, what do we got here? Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. You boy. We're putting in work, finding clusters and all sorts of stuff and not necessarily getting the rewards out of it. And that's mining in a nutshell, though. You guys know that. You've just got to put in heart. I mean, there's just no substitution for keeping your head down and working, you know, keep working it. It's just kind of how it goes when it comes to mining. All right. We'll keep on trucking here. Yoshi says, I knew I fly this claimer in the 890 J their last patch. High winds, just they got bounced around pretty bad. That's funny. Good old single rock. Alright. Wow, weird. Oh, I don't have the right thing on there. Single rock. What is this guy? I'm just going to fly over it. Just an obsidian deposit. No big deal. Oh. Worse, I had in a reclaimer. I was a new Babbage trying to land by the ground entrance for a ship meetup. End up getting blown up in the city proper. Yeah, reclaimers are no joke, man. When they start getting, they can be definitely a handful if they're. I know that we've did some reclaimer training, and I was surprised by how heavy in the hand that ship was. I mean, it looks like it's going to be heavy in the hand, but man, it is heavy in the hand for sure. Hey, when you get close to a space station and your ship gets that glitch where you're thrown around for a second. Yeah, I know what you mean, Griff. All right. All right. There's a single. That looks like doublers maybe behind it. I'll have to go look. It could have just been a double flash. Like I got both of them in one. Could have been double flash. For sure. Alright, single rock there. I thought the question was it double or was there any kind of doubles over this way? Nope. Obsidian deposit, no problem. We'll keep on cruising. A lot of junk in the trunk. Need VTOL mandatory for that. Yes, exactly. That's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to the salvage, you guys. I mean, honestly, I think it's gonna be great. Hopefully, it's reasonably. You know, like you can make a reasonable amount of money. I'm not. I'm not looking to get rich, but enough that it. You know, like if I feel like I'm not Quantanium mining, like I don't feel like I'm wasting my time that much. You know. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and keep on looking here. Alright, some more opportunity markers. Alright. Yes, max power to thrust for sure. Yes, you absolutely need to kind of be on the thrust for sure with those. Got a crime stat for that? Yeah, I know how that goes. Alright. Single rock. Single rock. Single rock. Alright, 10.2 out here. Boom. Looks like just a single rock there. Keep sending out pings. Alright. Alright, we're just looking around here. Yo, 90 passive scan here. Let's do that. Oh, that's weird. That must be gems. It is. I actually took a reclaimer out of Orison once. Oh my gosh, I wonder how long that took. Moon, what the heck were you thinking? Dead Space remake next year. People really gonna enjoy acquainting myself. Yeah, that's Dead Space that's gonna be crazy. All right, that's just a certain amount of noise. That might be more than one. I was gonna say I'm glad I pinged that a second time. It looked like it was more than one, and it was. So let's go over there and take a look and see what we got ourselves into. 45 likes, you guys. We are almost there. All right. I'm zipping too fast, you guys. I was just cruising. That's so funny. I was hauling backside. 4,600 mass and not a good rock. What the heck? What's this guy? 2,900 mass at 11%. Not a good rock. Dead Space remake next year. That's awesome, Ramoy. Alright, let's keep on looking here. Single rock. That's a single rock. Some doublers over there. All right, we'll take a look. Or at least it seemed like it was like a double flash. Maybe a cluster. Bored one day and wanted to see if I could do it. Did you manage to get out of there? Do I use pedals? No, I don't, Griff. I do want to get into pedals, though. And I actually, what's funny is I usually have, like, I have VKB Gladiators sticks that I normally fly with. But when I mine, I actually go back to mouse and keyboard. Like, it's just one of those things I got used to mining with mouse and keyboard, so I still do it. All right, third cluster's a charm. Let's, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. All right, that's not a good rock. That's probably not going to be great. No, 10%er. Not great. Come on now. There's a 23%er. See if we can be better than that. 31 at 24. All right, so we got a working man's cluster here. We'll take it. What's this guy at? All right, so there's a couple to break here. We've got this 23%er, and that's a 4,000 mass, and this 25%er at a 3,000 mass. So we'll break both these, and then we'll just take the best out of both of them. So let's go ahead and get started here, and we'll go. We should be able to make pretty short work of this stuff. I have VKBs as well. I use a KB&M when mining laser comes out, just flying and scanning. I use sticks. Yeah, you know, like I have gotten so used to using mouse and keyboard, Griff. All right. Hey, Ocean, thank you for some coffee money, my friend. I truly appreciate that. It's very kind of you. I truly do appreciate that. That's very nice for you to do that. I will definitely spend it on good coffee. Truly do appreciate that. It's very kind. All right, you guys. Little working man's cluster. And boy, we had to work for it, so we'll take it. All right, keeping it around 50% here. It's falling out. Back up to 60. Back up to 85. Fell completely out. No big deal. I just ramped it right back up to 100. %. I have it at 39%. All right. Good break. All right. That is not a bad break there. That's got nothing in it. What's this guy got? Oh, that's going to be a decent percentage. 37 there. That looks like already a purple rock there. And that's what happens when you break them like this, when they're little like this. There's lots of times when you get like a purple rock there. That may not have anything in it at all. All right, so we'll break down this guy first. It's just a 1.76 instability, so we'll probably just... Yeah, I cut it back down to 4%, now 2%. Eight seems like it's doing just fine in there. Cut it back to 6. And I didn't think we were going to need a... Alright, there's one more in there, I think, another yellow that's down there somewhere. Let's double check it, see if we can see it. It's down there pretty low. It's probably going to have some in it, though. Yep, it's got a 20%. So let's go ahead and break that guy. Reason I ask is if you could put a ship like a Reclaimer into orbit, you could take the Argo MPV down to the surface instead of landing the Reclaimer. I love that idea. I'm looking to get pedals, trying to decide between flight pedals or racing pedals. That's a hard choice, Grift. I know what you mean. It also says that's the main thing. You can fit a rock in some smaller vehicles in a VT if you drive it carefully. And, you know, I am really looking forward to that mining ship that can carry ROC, you guys. I think that's the one-stop shop. It's going to be interesting. Alright, I did fire a Brant just to kind of keep it even. At Grift, Ramoyne says, is there anything that could double as both, thus saving you some cash and from having to choose? Great question. Great question. Alright, we're almost done with this rock, and we'll break the other one up, and we'll pick the best out of the both of them, and we'll head on in. What? Alright. Is there another one down there that's a yellow? Oh, I can see it there. I barely could see it. Oh, just 2% though. I probably won't break that one up. Alright, let's break this little higher percentage one up. This should be a pretty easy break. I'm leaning more towards racing pedals for used resale value. That's not a bad idea. You know, and of course they're probably going to be maybe a little more articulate. Grift. I think pedals would be, you know, I really should get some pedals. I think they'd be a lot of fun for sure. Alright, so that Brant is offline. That's okay. Don't need that Brant for this break. They're a little more spread compared to most flight pedals. Gotcha, that makes sense. I think the Reclaimer's elevator is good for a trainer, for a BMM and Odyssey main cargo. Man, remember how, did you guys remember that screenshot of like the BMM's cargo being like, oh my gosh, that it was like 10 stories tall of cargo in there? What the heck, man? It was crazy. Alright, we're going to break this guy up. This is not a big rock. A lot of this will break in the purples. Very common for, you know, I guess not as much as broke in the purple as I thought it would. None of it did. Alright, well, that's fine. Alright, that's got a little in it. Okay, that's 17%. This did not break up clean. That's going to have nothing. 0.64%. Yikes. That's going to have nothing. This is going to have 50%. Okay. This is going to have some in there as well. 48%. I tend to stay away from Thrustmaster sticks. Oh, yeah, no problem. All right, lots of breaking to be done here. BMM. Hey, Zarls. Nice to see you, Zarls. What's happening? All right, we're going to break up some rocks here. Trying not to fall out too bad. Get this broke down. Banu Merchant in the Space Cathedral of Commerce. Yes, exactly. that's hilarious, from boy. It is the Space Cathedral. Right. There's a few, you know, the BMM's crazy. There's some weird use of space in it. But there's, I mean, it's an awesome looking ship. So the Ferengi? Yes, exactly, the Ferengi. Hey, there is a purple one there. Alright, I got to push, push, push if I want to get in there before the 30 marker. 34, 33. I did it. I got to fall back, though. Fall, fall, fall. 6. Yeah. That'll decay out for sure. Leave it at about 10. That's awesome. How much SCU is a merchant man supposed to have? It's a lot. Space Shorts, you got kind of like Vince Vaughn sounding voice. I hear a lot of that average Joe Jim in your voice. Thanks, man. I'm all right with that. Yes, minus the butthead, no loans for missing in the air now. Third rule of acquisition. Are the Banu similar to the Ferengi? They definitely trade like the Ferengi do. So I know that it's funny. Zell was making a similar kind of comparison between the Ferengi and the Banu. Ooh, I need to back this guy down. All right. Yeah, 2,500. That thing, it is. It's enormous. And it's coming soon, I think, you guys. I mean, I don't know what you do with all that SEU, but it's not that far off. Alright, cool. Alright, and there was a 17%er over here, and this is the last of it. Humans! That's awesome, Omega. Get up in there. More human than human. You know how big a connie is, the cargo hold of the BMM 2 to 3? Yes, exactly. That's the thing that always blows me away, between the M2 and the C2. It's like the M2 has pretty good, at 522 SEUs, pretty darn solid. You can, the C2 is a Constellation Taurus bigger, than the M2. I mean, it's like crazy. All right, let's double check that I didn't miss one here. That's 100% quartz. There's nothing clean over here. That's a 48%. Is that 48% right there? Yeah. All right, is there anything over here that's a hundo? I don't think so. It'll be... See if we can find any hundos. 31%er? Yuck. 5%? What the heck? Oh, there's a 700 mass at 40. I'm gonna break that guy down. Walmart in space, exactly. All right. And also what he's doing by planning his picks in order of how to pick up and whatnot. Yes, you do want to kind of make sure you get as high concentrations as you can when you're scooping. It's important that so you get as much on board as you can. Neither one of these two rocks broke clean at all. None of these these rocks just, they didn't break very clean at all. So it's going to be pretty ugly. That's an 86. That may be my highest that I've seen. Hey! There's a hundo. We'll take it. There's a clean 1.4 SEU. The rest of this is going to be gnarly. 35%. 31. That's Garbola. A lot of Garbola over here. All right, yikes. All right, let's just start looking. We got to start pulling some on board at some point. This is yucky. This thing broke up like Garbola. 75. We might be back for that guy pretty quick. Nothing. Nothing. Oh my goodness. All right. We're just going to start pulling stuff in. We'll kind of deal with it as it comes. There was a 75 over here. We'll grab that. There's just not a lot of clean stuff in this. So we'll try and get 20 SCU and we'll call it good. There's a 117. What's that guy? There's a hundo. We'll take it. %, quartz there. 25% are there. 117. There's a hundo. We'll take it. I don't know why I was picking around this area. There should have been some halfway decent stuff. Not good there. Not good there. That would be awesome if they could. Grift, for sure. Alright, we're fighting here, you guys. Between these two rocks, we're going to try and get as much on board as we can. Not good there. It's a 20 mass rock. Weird. Crazy Kid, hey, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Alrighty. There's a hundo. We'll take it. Pull that guy on board. We got 13 minutes, so we're still in good shape. Good. Nice to hear you're doing good, sir. I'll go ahead and pull that guy on board. Not the highest percent, but we'll pull him on. That's a not great. Okay. I think these were not great percentages over here. One of them might have had okay. That was nothing. Ooh, I'm out here working for it today, man. Yeah, there's only one of them that had any percentage in there at all. This isn't remembering the scans either, which is brutal. Alright, you guys, not finding a whole lot. Thought one of these over here had a little bit in it. 24 there. Not great. Consider generational ship. Yeah, that's true. Oh, there's a hundo. Okay, we'll pull that guy aboard. That's not a big one, but it's another SCU. We'll take it. Alright, let's kind of get... There was a 45%er there. Let's take that. That's gonna... We're starting to push towards 20 SCU, which isn't great, but we'll take it. Alright. there's a lot of this kind of broke up in a spot where I can't really get at it. $31. We'll grab that. We're getting close to top and around 20 SCU. 35% are there. Mine has not been too bad. You know, it's not been. I mean, it's been a slog today a little bit, but you know what? We still probably got 600,000-700,000. We'll have 600,000-700,000 in the hopper. All right, so that's 20 SCU there. All righty, and I see what this guy is here. Thought that, yeah. Didn't think that had anything in it. Pick at these edges here. There's another one in there. Yeah, it doesn't have much percentage in it. All right, let's look one more time over here, and then we got to get out of here. Tron, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you for sure, Crazy Kid. Tron, welcome aboard, you guys. It's nice to see you tonight. All right, a lot of this doesn't have anything in it. We're going to get out of here pretty quick, though. We're trying to just maybe find one more rock we might have missed. Hey, MV, box missions better or cargo? Well, I mean, box missions are, I mean, you know, they're kind of your entry-level thing. So if you're going to get started, I recommend getting started with box missions. But eventually, if you have a few extra bucks to do cargo, do that. Guessing we're not taking this load all the way to CRUL1. No, not tonight. We're going to go back to ARC. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's all I could pull out of there. And you know, not you know, sometimes you just have to work for it, and that's just the nature of mining, right? So let's go ahead and get a little altitude here. All right, there we go. We'll roll over and spool up. And off we go! Nicely done. Yeah, you know, so Crazy, I think, you know, listen, I think it's a great idea to do a little bit of box missions at first. I think that those are a cool thing to do. By the way, 46 likes, you guys. 4 more and we hit 50. You know, so yeah, I just will say point blank, I think it's, you know, it's a great way to learn. But whenever you get to finally do get a little capital, oh, that's okay. Crazy, we all were there at first. So if you're just getting started, do a lot of box delivery missions. You know, kind of get used to landing, go look around the verse, have a little fun with it. One main, you know, Aocean says, one main thing in the master modes, I will say, now you don't have to plot this in their 2 to 3 jumps with the range, aim and fly to the station. Yeah, that's kind of cool. You know, like having that quantum boost or whatever. That's going to be kind of interesting, where if you're in between moons or whatever, you may be able to just kind of quantum boost your way out of it. 48. We're 2 likes away, you guys. 2 likes to 50. That's going to be awesome. We almost made it. All right, so we're going to head into ARC-L1 here. And listen, tonight was one of those mining nights where, you know, nothing necessarily, you know, the first run, bingo, you found a really nice unicorn right off the bat. First 5-10 minutes of the night, you know, we did great. The second, you know, was a bit of a struggle, and the third run was a. And when I say struggle, they just took a little time, chilling, planning, return to SC Wednesday, taking a break to play other games. That's awesome, Tron. So you know what? But sometimes you just have to work hard at mining. It's one of those things. You know, it's not handed to you, so you just gotta sometimes just go out and dig it out. We have the manual quantum flight soon. Yeah, that's going to be crazy, isn't it? 50 likes, you guys. What the heck? We did it. 50 likes. Appreciate that. I can't thank you all enough. That's a nice victory there. All right, so we're bringing in gear. I'm going to drop the VTOLs. I'm going to come in at a reasonable clip. It's a pretty good sized ship there. What the heck? What ship is that? Mahoney's. Oh, what the heck? What ship is that, you guys? It's kind of crazy. I couldn't tell. Congrats on 50 likes. Thank you, guys. 51. I want to be a noob. All right, so that doesn't surprise me at all that we've heard first of alarm already. We were definitely sorting through those two different rocks for a little while. We should be fine, though. Thank you, V. No problem, crazy. Happy to help. I want to be a noob forever. Yes. Because noobs just have fun. You know what I mean? And just you're having fun in the game. So, there you go. Noobs just want to have fun. Is that the Madonna song? Or? All right, let's take our. We'll kind of take our time getting up here. And there's Mahonas right there, just kind of hanging. It looks like he's is that a mole? It is. He better put his VTOLs down, though. Because if he doesn't, he's going to crash that pad. It's so funny. All right, you guys, here we go. We're going to take it in nice and easy. Because I know that we are already kind of deep into into level 1 here. Let's just kind of take our time. We'll do an auto land just to keep ourselves honest. Of course, I'm happy to help. Look me up on Discord, crazy, and I'm happy to help anytime. Anytime I have a little time, I'm happy to help. All right. Do boxes, loot collection, then delivery points, sell everything you loot? I agree with that 100%. Slow but steady profit. Very cool. Yeah, as you do box delivery missions, don't be afraid to look inside all the loot boxes at all those stations and grab some of that stuff and put it on your ship if you got a little ship storage. My name on Discord is there's a link. It's analytical number 8011. It's in the link in the description. So, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and store it. Hey, that didn't look healthy. All right, we'll store that guy. So yesterday we did about a $500,000 or so. I think it was a little over 500,000. I think we're probably at least there today. Let's go down and put this in the hopper, and let's do some. We'll take a look at some final numbers and see how we're doing tonight. Do not ignore the harvestables and the clothing. Yes, I don't disagree with that at all. The clothing in particular, sometimes some of those pieces of clothing can be worth like $3,600, that type of thing. I have a crazy kid. I have a video called Scavenger Gameplay, and if you find that Scavenger video, it'll kind of show you kind of what I'm talking about by looting those boxes while you're going around doing your box delivery missions. All right, let's set up a work order here. Quantanium. We'll do the Dynex solvenation. We'll get a quote, and we'll confirm that guy. All right, let's take a look at numbers here, guys. So the first run was a real nice run. The first run was, if I get the calc out, I did a 30-30. That was it. Darn near a unicorn, almost. The second run was 1933. And the third run was 2068. So a little bit of a working man's night tonight. 7031 times 88. That's going to be 618,000 space bucks tonight is what I made. So couple that with yesterday's 1.1 or so. I pulled in a couple of mining runs there, so never a bad thing. About $500,000 a run, a night here so far. And so I just wanted to say to you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I do have to get going. I always love to say the coffee was delicious. The Quantanium was pretty good tonight, but the conversation was excellent. You guys, I love streaming. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I really want you to have a great night. Please do take care of yourself. I hope to be streaming a little more in the future. So, maybe catch me one of these nights. Maybe Saturday morning coming up. I'd like to squeeze on for sure. Just like Saturday morning cartoons. Take care of yourself, everybody. Please have a lovely evening. And I will see you all around the verse.